You are entering Open Lines Friday. For today, anything goes. Thank you for your cooperation.
This is King Bucho. Welcome to BDA Boxing, the Boxing Debate Arena. Open Lines Friday is back. And yeah, we're going to talk about anything you guys want. We're going to have entertaining debates, crazy debates, and we'll see how it goes. Shout out to everyone in the chat. Jay Will, Rappa Trucking Company, James Burrell. Who else? Frankie. He's always there. Let me change the color of the chat here. I don't like it. There we go. All right, let's join Discord. Oh, we're on the main BDA channel on Discord. All right, we're live. What's up? What are you guys talking about?
I want to talk about Caitlyn Jenner being trapped in Israel.
Is she? Is he?
Did you hear about that?
No.
They're reporting that he's trapped in Israel right now, and there's been strikes. On Fox News right now, they're reporting Caitlyn Jenner stuck in Israel after Iran strikes.
The U.S. military has mobilized. Come on.
It says that it shows there's pictures of the chaos straight from Jenner herself. Wait, that's just the funniest thing. They're gonna show films of this dude who's gonna be like, ah!
Did he run over a person?
Yeah.
Out of all the people to film it to get the footage, huh?
He's gonna do it again.
He's gonna run in there and like rescue.
He's gonna run over little Palestinian children.
Dude, there's straight up footage of the bomb of these missiles falling straight down. This dude's badass. Talk about manly.
Yeah, more manly than a lot of people thought.
Exactly.
But yeah, let's talk boxing here. What can we talk about? What's been happening?
Well, Kambosos fighting.
Yeah, Hitchens looks completely dehydrated. Completely. He looks like he can make weight.
He's a big fucking dude, isn't he? Looks big to me.
10 and a half? Almost 5'11".
He's a weight bully.
Okay, so are we gonna consider him a weight bully? Is that official?
Yeah, I think he's a weight bully.
Yes. He made weight, but he does look like he's struggling. So
yeah, he had to go and get some of his blood. He had to get some of his blood drained in order to make that weight.
Imagine.
Probably did.
Yeah. So
I say on the scale, like, dude, is massive.
Who do you have as a favorite?
I mean, Kambosos is
Hitchens.
Yeah, it's probably gonna be Hitchens, but
yeah, Kambosos is just too coked out to fight anymore.
I think Kambosos could do it. I think he could do it.
You think Kambosos can do it?
Yeah. I mean, this guy's so lean. I can see his gyno. That's how lean he is. He can get hit with one right hand and fall over.
His father looks like a cokehead. Or something. But
yeah.
I don't know. I don't like Kambosos the way he's talking shit. Both the guys are talking shit. Both guys are talking shit. But Kambosos, he keeps talking as if he's done anything since he defeated Lopez. He hasn't done anything.
Yes.
That's kind of annoying.
He's riding high on that.
Yeah,
what has he done actually?
Nothing.
He never got it. He's gonna be telling his grandkids, his great grandchildren. He's like, I beat Dio.
Yeah, nobody gave me a chance. I mean, he was an outfit, but
yeah,
you know,
it was a good fight.
It was a good fight. But that's it. He hasn't done anything after. All he's done is get like beaten by Devin.
He got a robbery versus what was this guy's name?
Oh yeah,
dude's name Maxie Hughes. He got this robbery.
Oh, Maxie Hughes, yeah.
Yeah, the chat sergeant says Maxie Hughes. He schooled Kambosos. That's his name.
He did.
Yeah, so
but I mean, Hitchens ain't too impressive as a fighter. It wouldn't shock me if Kambosos beats him, especially with him being this drained. You know, Kambosos, he's a guy. He's kind of a workhorse. You know, if he gets lucky, he might hurt this guy.
Hitchens last fought William Parro.
Yeah. What's interesting, Parro's not that different from Kambosos. I feel like style wise.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like Kambosos is just a faster version of that guy.
Right, that's a good comparison. He come forward, not very technical.
Yeah. Kind of a lot of wasted movement. Kind of bounces to a little too much, just like Kambosos.
I had a quote somewhere where Hitchens said he's gonna basically destroy. What was the word? Annihilate Kambosos. Can this guy really annihilate anybody? Is he gonna be fighting behind the jab on the taking steps back?
Man, it's so annoying. I'm so tired of these people, these runners, you know, talking so much shit just to run the whole night.
Yeah. Well, that's what
they all think they're Mike Tyson, bro.
Well, he's from Brooklyn, I think. No, New York.
What does that mean? It doesn't mean anything. I'm from fucking Orange County. Does that mean anything?
He's tough. That means he's tough.
He's tough?
Yeah, because he's from there, you know?
Yeah, from that dirty ass place.
As soon as you leave there, you get this spirit that comes into you, and you have superpowers. Yeah, there's a spirit that, like, if you're living in Brooklyn, the spirit of Brooklyn comes into you.
Like a buff, like in a video game.
Yeah, exactly. It's a buff.
Yeah, you get a buff.
Jay Will says the Devin Kambosos trilogy. Yeah, imagine that shit.
Can we not?
No, I think this is it for Kambosos. I mean, this is the last time we're gonna see this guy. He's gonna lose, and he's gonna.
If he loses it, yeah. If he wins, then sure, I guess trilogy.
Well, if he wins, he becomes the champion. If I'm not mistaken. So yeah, we're gonna be seeing.
So
him. Sorry, I'm eating pop.
Diddy runs Brooklyn. It's true. Diddy does run Brooklyn, or ran it.
Oh, for sure. I don't doubt it. Look at him. Did you guys see the press conference where Hitchens shows up with $50,000 supposedly? He's like, "Let's make a bet."
It looks fake.
Yeah,
it looks like fake money.
It looks like fake money. Yeah, I think they're both trying to get into each other's heads, which to me is like, just forget about the outside antics. Just focus on the fight. Who cares if you get into the guy's head or not? If you believe you're better, then you will defeat your opponent inside the ring. That's it.
Do you think maybe it's the promoters telling them this? Because I know they're not selling.
I thought about that too.
I think Kambosos is a good shit talker.
He is, actually. Remember he called
pretty good.
Haney a snitch?
Yeah.
That was funny. That was out of nowhere. It's like, what the fuck? But yeah, the fight's not selling well from what I heard. And maybe the press conference was staged, the whole thing, because all of a sudden, Hitchens' trainer tries to pick up a chair and throw it at the Kambosos.
Wow.
That was like, okay.
Yeah, it's like they told him just do something crazy. That's all we need.
Yeah. I remember a long time ago, Bernard Hopkins, when he was going to fight Winky Wright, that fight wasn't selling. Mm-hmm. And then Hopkins, at the weigh-in, he slapped Winky Wright, remember? And he did it because he knew that the fight wasn't selling. And later on, he admitted that he was trying to get some attention. By the way, that fight was boring as fuck. Don't even watch it. All right, guys? But yeah.
I think I might have saw it and forgot it.
Yeah, probably. I saw it at a bar. I invited some friends. Like, oh yeah, let's go. Trying to get him into boxing. And it was one of the most boring fights of all time.
They're like never
Yeah,
again.
never.
Yeah, change it, put something else.
The amount of people, I was so fucking stupid. I was inviting all these people to watch Mayweather fights at bars.
Oh, we're worse fights to tell people to watch.
And I was like, then they started thinking that was boxing. I was like, damn, maybe I made a mistake. The Pacquiao fights were exciting.
Crawford would say, what do you know about boxing? What do you like? Bare knuckles fighting?
Who said that?
Did you see that interview when the guy, I think he was in Australia, Crawford, and the guys were saying that Shakur is a runner. And then Crawford says, maybe you just don't know what boxing is.
Oh, my God.
Oh, yeah. They just said, maybe you're not a fan. You're just not a fan of boxing.
Yeah, maybe you just don't know what you're talking about. You don't know what boxing is. He says fighting's not even the definition of boxing.
Why do they get so defensive?
Yeah, because you know when...
What do you guys think they get so defensive?
Because they see it as a racial thing, 100%, bro.
Yeah, but Crawford doesn't even fight that much. He doesn't fight like that. He's not a runner, right? I mean, he's not. Sometimes he's not exciting. Against Postal, he ran, all right. But usually he doesn't run. So why is he getting all defensive and try to defend Shakur? Like, they're not talking about you. What's the problem?
Oh, aren't they friends, though? Like, isn't that true? Shakur and Crawford?
I don't know. Are they?
Yes. They're in this. I think they're in the same camp together. All those guys, Keyshawn, Crawford. Who's the other one? Yeah, Keyshawn, Shakur, and Crawford. So they protect each other, you know. So if Keyshawn says that, you know, he got sent watermelons and bananas, Crawford will say, yeah, he did. I saw it. He definitely didn't send it to himself. I definitely didn't send it to himself.
Yeah, exactly.
You think he ate it?
Like we never asked you that.
He ate it though, right? Like he just didn't let it go to waste.
This guy Jay Cool, I mean, shut up.
Would you eat the banana?
What?
Bomac. There was a rumor that Bomac ate all the.
Bomac ate the watermelon.
I don't think he eats fruit. Like.
Oh yeah. He doesn't eat fruit.
It's all
You
processed.
have to put like sugar on there or something for him to eat it.
Yeah.
Yes.
It has to be processed.
Watermelon's not sweet enough. He complains about that all the time.
What was in that?
It's not sweet enough.
What was in that box? Like, can we have we can get a picture?
It was like the shittiest looking fruit basket ever. It was like green bananas. Like the bananas were not even close to ripe.
Yeah, who's gonna eat
it was
that?
This fucked up watermelon. Yeah. And then it was this poorly written letter. And I'm pretty sure what's his name wrote? Keyshawn.
So they have a question for you in the chat here. J. Cool is asking, who do you have in the Pacquiao versus Barrios fight?
I already said it. I think Manny's gonna win that fight.
Oh,
I think they picked that guy perfect. He's tailor made for him. He's gonna walk him into shots. Watch.
I would agree with you, but the age factor.
Yeah. I mean, it is a factor, but the thing is, you've seen Barrios. To me, Barrios is kind of an old 30-year-old, very old 30-year-old, and his right eye it's seen much better days. If you guys noticed, that eye closes completely shut. Like he fought, what was it, Maidana's? I think it was Maidana's brother. The dude shut his fucking eye completely. And then I forgot there was another fight or another two fights, I think. I forgot which fighters it was. It might have been Tank. And then one other guy shut this guy's right eye completely. So I predict Manny's just going to, take steps back, circle laterally, and just line him up for these left hands. He's going to circle to his left and boom, and just hit him with that left. And if his eye swells up, I think his eye might swell up very early in that fight. It's going to happen around probably the third round or something.
PBC stoppage?
It's going to swell shut. Watch.
PBC stoppage?
I think I could see a stoppage in that fight.
A PBC stoppage, you know what I mean? Like,
well, Manny might need it. The
right.
stoppage.
So, do you guys think that this may be a stupid question, but are the referees going to be on Pacquiao's side? Are the judges going to be on Pacquiao's side?
It only depends if on Manny's going to actually fight Tank Davis, because from what I'm hearing is that they're trying to line that up as his next fight. If that's a definite, like Tank's in agreement with that, then I think they would probably try to line that up. But if Manny's talking about having more fights, then yeah, they'd probably give him a little help. There it is. Damn, look at those bananas.
There's a watermelon and some. You're right. I never noticed. They're green. And
yes, because they're green.
Who picked up this fruit? Like, come on. There was no consideration.
They gave them all of them too. Look at that. Some of them came off. They threw them all in the box.
Yeah. Here's a snack
Keyshawn's
for all
handwriting.
those high jump, stay and energized. That was Teofimo Lopez who wrote that. Come on.
You know for a fact that fucking guy from Ukraine didn't write that shit.
Yeah, no fucking way. That guy, I don't think he didn't even understand what was happening. You know, you have.
I don't think he would have wrote energized incorrectly, right? It said energized, right? It looks like they messed it up and then they put the Z in there.
No, that was Keyshawn Davis. Yes, I know how to.
Yeah, they scribbled it on after the fact. So here's some whiteout, man.
Yeah, unripe fruit. That's right. So
yeah.
Deport BDA subscribers.
Yeah, definitely.
All degenerates. But anyways.
Yeah, half of the guys aren't here anymore, guys. They've all been deported.
Yeah, you're right. Where's everybody? They're gonna show up. I don't think they were expecting.
They're at the LA riots right now.
Oh, probably, or in Israel with Jenner.
Yes, with Caitlyn Jenner.
They're trapped.
They're on location. They're trapped in the hotel with Bruce Jenner. Oh, sorry, Caitlyn Jenner. I'm sorry.
Oh, what a nightmare.
Sorry, I misgendered you.
Yeah, I mean, what a nightmare. You have rockets and then you're trapped with that thing.
Oh, yeah, that's messed up. That's a romance in the making.
That's like a movie.
Yep.
Like,
yeah. In those traumatic situations, you never know what's going to happen. It's going to be the Crying Game Part 2.
Yeah.
You ever seen the Crying Game?
Yeah, I saw it.
Yeah, it's like from I think it's from the late 80s. Some guy falls in love with what he thinks is a woman.
Disgusting. Sorry, I'm eating.
Yeah. It's got Forrest Whitaker in it. Just saying. On a
the
side
lazy
note.
eye. Talking about
lazy eye himself.
Lazy, yeah, like Barrios.
Yes, Barrios just got fucked up. Like his eye, I don't know what's wrong. Maybe he got some fractures in there or something. Man, eye breaks down pretty easy. It looks like to me.
They definitely want Pacquiao to win. No doubt about it. By the way, in the chat, T-World Sack says, "What is this show about?" It's about anything. It's like Seinfeld.
Did you not hear? It's like about the situation in Israel.
Nobody cares if
it's a random show, bro.
Yeah, I'm reading some comments. I don't want to read some of these comments. I don't know. They're gonna get us banned.
That's pretty dark, man.
I don't know. Yeah, I mentioned those words. No.
The breeder over there.
All right, so fuck this fight, Kambosos. So you think Hitchens is gonna win, right? Hitchens?
Oh, I could see Kambosos winning that, but I'm not sure who's gonna win it. I really don't even know.
Okay.
I don't know. I can't really pick a winner. I kind of lean towards Kambosos.
People are
kind of Hitchens to me is, nothing too great there. I feel like.
Right. I really don't care.
Kambosos is a little more tested. He's fought a much higher level opposition.
That's true.
This guy doesn't faze him at all.
Yeah, but he said like, "Oh, you comparing yourself to the guys that guys had lost to, like Haney and." But I'm like, okay, wait a minute. You lost to those guys because you're not as good as you think you are. Now, Hitchens, he's not a Lomachenko. He's not a who else? Haney. But he's better than Kambosos. I mean, what have we seen from Kambosos in those losses? Nothing. Did you see anything?
Not really, no. Definitely not in the Loma fight. The Loma fight, he had nothing for
he had nothing. Now, in the Haney fight, did you see anything illegal? Yeah. Did you see anything illegal in the Haney fight?
Anything illegal?
From Haney. Yeah, I remember somebody mentioned there was something illegal. I don't even remember because I didn't rewatch those fights.
I thought they were really boring fights. Actually, I thought they were a lot more competitive than people thought. I thought the second fight was kind of competitive. Nothing really special there, but this guy Hitchens doesn't fight like Haney. I don't think he does. So.
Yeah. Well, against Paro, he fought behind the jab. He was taking steps back and he was timing him coming in. He'll try to do that with Kambosos.
He's going to try to do what everyone else did to Kambosos.
Well, yeah, exactly. Pretty much.
Yeah.
Now he can't do what Lomachenko did.
No.
But hey, speaking of Lomachenko, what do you think about his retirement and his legacy?
I think it's probably the perfect time for him to go. I think he probably could have had one or two more fights in him, but he's not going to let these guys fuck him over. I think he felt good about that Kambosos win. Maybe he felt that, he felt like the Teo fight was kind of close. This is the guy that beat Teo, right? And so he's like in a kind of a way in the public eye. Maybe they see it like, wow, look, this guy destroyed him, and he felt like, this is a good win to go out on. He did something that neither guy could do. Like Teo couldn't definitively beat the guy, and Haney could never finish the guy.
Right.
Loma just came in there and completely dismantled this guy. Broke him to pieces, and Kambosos was coming in there to prove something. He's probably fighting one of the best versions of Kambosos, and the guy couldn't do anything. So it really is the fight. It was the fight to go out on, I feel like. His legacy, I think he's a great fighter in every single way, technically, and his achievements. That he won these. He was a champion. He won a championship immediately. What do you have? 2 fights or something? I said it the last.
Yeah, he has a record. I think he has a record for it. If I'm right.
Yeah, and he had like 2 pro fights, and you're already a damn champion, or 2 or 3, I think it was. Right? It might have been 1. I forgot.
I think it's 3 or 4.
Yeah. He won the championship like almost immediately. Came right out of the amateurs and went right into the deep water. You don't see that with these guys. These fucking dudes come in out of the amateurs and they have like fucking 30 bum fights or more. So, also just style wise, his skill level. You just watch him. What they call the eyeball test. The dude is amazing. When he was at his best, he was like on a whole different level from these guys.
He reminded me a lot of what boxers used to be. And I think anybody who really watches the game will understand what I mean by that.
Yeah. No, he's...
We take on all comers.
Yeah. No, the way he fought, the way he made his opponents quit was pretty impressive. Something I didn't really... It's rare to see. And I've been watching boxing for quite a while. And...
he had Ringendow literally have a mental boom in the corner.
Yeah. And these guys weren't bummed.
Yeah, these guys fine. They're bewildered.
But guys, his opponents were contenders or champions.
Ringendow was a 2-time Olympian, I think, right?
Yes.
So,
like, these guys are not bums.
No. Now people are gonna say, why couldn't he do it against Teofimo Lopez? Like, well, they pick one fight. What about the other fights? Like, why?
He was coming straight off an injury. And he also almost finished Teofimo. Like, people forget that. The second half of that fight, Loma was teeing off on this guy. If he would have pushed just a little hard, he might have taken him out. Also, he wanted the rematch. It's Teo who didn't want it. Teo went up in weight, I think, immediately after that. Yeah. He didn't want that. Same with Devin Haney. He fought this old Loma. I thought he lost to Loma pretty clearly. And then he just goes and he jumps up in weight immediately after.
Did anybody ever rematch Lomachenko?
I don't think so, no.
Wow. Now,
no, he has no run backs.
He also, I think, retired because he was old. And he was like...
Yeah, he's 37 years old.
And his style...
He's 37. For a guy for that weight class, that's old. That it's amazing that he was able to dominate. People don't like Kambosos that much, but he takes on all comers. I give him respect for that. He's not a complete slouch. Like, if you're slipping a little slippage in you, he could take you out, or he could outpoint you or beat you. Teofimo, he saw that. You got to be pretty sharp for him. So for him to come in there and do that to Kambosos, to me, is actually pretty impressive. The way you saw what he did. He beat the living shit out of the guy.
He stopped him.
He had this dude cheating. This is how bad this dude's hitting Loma with low blows, all kinds of just cheating his ass off because he just couldn't do anything.
And by the way, Handsome Mechanic is saying saludos BDA, Bucho and Julio. Yeah, what's up? Saludos. I was gonna say Lomachenko, in my opinion, he was actually a featherweight. fighting at lightweight.
Yes. Oh yeah, he was always small.
He was. He was too small for that weight. He looked tiny next to Teo. Remember that? Teo looked enormous compared to him.
Right. And I don't know if you guys remember.
And Devin Haney was like a middleweight.
Oh yeah, forget about it. Even against next to Mikey Garcia, because there was a they were together in some, I don't know where they were, but whatever. This is picture. They're next to each other, and you can see how small Lomachenko is. He's the width of his shoulders.
Yep.
The head size, the skull, just small. Like
you saw him versus Ortiz. How big Ortiz looked.
No.
Gigantic.
Oh, against
like the size difference.
Sorry, I was confused. I'm thinking of Virgil Ortiz. I'm like, when was he next to Virgil? No, you mean the guy he fought,
Jermaine
Ortiz. Yeah. Oh, yeah. He looked small. No, he was always
beating the crap
guy.
out of that dude too. Yeah.
So wait,
he could pack a punch for a small guy, man.
Right. Oh, that's for sure. And the fact.
I have a question.
Yes, go ahead.
Do you think the loss to Haney will taint his career when people look back on it?
I don't think so.
No, why would it? I mean, it was a close fight, and it was I think it was a robbery. A lot of people think that. So.
Yeah, but I don't know. As boxing fans, I mean, you guys know that he's been here for a long time. Most people actually don't go back and watch fights. They kind of just watch highlights, or they have a narrative someone told them. They don't actually go and watch it.
But many times those people won't really affect the history of boxing. They're only, those are disposable fans. Like the real people that are into the history of the sport, they'll go back and watch them.
Mm-hmm.
They'll say, wow, that looked like Loma won that fight. That's what they'll say going into the future.
Oh, shit.
That's what I think.
Yeah, in my book, Loma won that fight, bro. Very clearly, too. And I think if they were both the same sides, Loma would have stopped them.
I was going to say something. Oh, yeah, the ring on that fight. Very controversial. No, it's not very controversial, but... wait, hold on. Yeah, some people were saying that he was too big for Loma, for Rigonda. What do you guys think about that statement?
I don't think so.
All right. I agree.
No, and Rigonda wanted the fight too, so it's not like he, was forced into this.
Guys, I'm gonna change the title of the fucking video here because maybe people would think, oh, I named it Boxing Debate Night. Maybe it's a shitty title. Let's make it controversial.
Yeah, it sounds.
Speaking of shitty,
what can we write? What can we name this event?
Just say live at the Gold Coast Convention Center.
No, come on.
The convention center. Wait.
The convention center. Gold Coast.
I have it somewhere.
Gold Coast.
Then on July 20th, 2009.
That's not it.
Convention Center.
Gold Coast Convention Center.
We're here at the Gold Coast Convention Center every 2 seconds. We're here at the Gold Coast Convention Center. And you can't do the same thing with if you can't say you can't say Las Vegas, Nevada, MGM Grand. You have to do it the other way around. It has to be MGM Grand, Las Vegas, Nevada. Because if you say, you know what I mean, you get. He says Gold Coast Convention Center. You can't say Las Vegas, Nevada, MGM Grand. It has to be the other way around. So these guys know what they're doing. I think it's some sort of like an MK Ultra thing where they just shower you with Gold Coast, Gold Coast, Gold Coast. So then when you step out of your house, you go, man, I want to go to the Gold Coast. Next thing you know, you're at the airport.
I want to go.
The Gold Coast.
See, it's working on you.
Yeah.
We gotta deprogram you. We gotta deprogram you.
and MK Ultra over here.
Yeah, because you got that sexual MK Ultra programming. We gotta get rid of it.
Turning me to sex kitten.
I don't know. I don't know what to name this stream. I don't know what to type. I don't know what to say.
You didn't even play the Gold Coast thing, so
I played it, but you guys couldn't hear it because I need to switch to another.
There you go. Oh, listen, just name it. Okay, here's some. Kambosos Senior. That's not even his name, but the Kambosos father kept telling Hitchens, "You're broke. Look at you. You're the money you got is as fake as your chains." And that really got under Hitchens' skin. So here's another thing that could provoke people is, are the Haneys broke? Because I played that video in the morning show.
Dude, the Haneys have to be broke.
Just to let people know what we're talking about, Eddie Hearn, I think it was yesterday or 2 days ago, was being interviewed, and they asked him about, well, do you have any inside knowledge about about the Haney Lopez situation, the fallout of the negotiations. He goes, well, listen, the Haneys are broke. The money they expected from the Garcia rematch is not coming in. So they're broke. That's what he said. They're broke, and that's why they're extra pissed off at Teofimo Lopez. And that's why they're going around all over the place. There, Bill's Haney is walking around the streets of Brooklyn like a hobo, all sweaty with a tracksuit on, yelling, "Where's Lopez at? Where's Lopez at?" And people are looking at him. He had a video on Instagram where he's walking around and he's accosting this poor immigrant woman. She's trying to sell paletas on the sidewalk, and he goes, Where's Lopez at? Like he thinks he probably thinks she's a Mexican or something. She probably thinks Lopez is Mexican too. She goes, where's Lopez at? As if she knows. She was 1 second away from calling the cops. It's like, hey, there's this crazy Afro-Anglo guy who smells bad accosting me. I don't know what he's saying. Could you please, a la policía, ayuda, por favor? That's what she was 1 second away. I could tell on her face because I've had women call the cops on me before. Misunderstandings, obviously. And this dude is going around.
Misunderstanding 7 times in a row. I don't know about that.
I mean, 17, but who's counting? But the point is that he's actually accosting people. And what it displays is that he's desperate. That's why he's so pissed off at the Lopez because he was expecting that
they were going to use that money to fix his nose.
Oh, come on. Oh, jeez. No,
they were both going to get nose jobs, so they don't look like little monkeys anymore.
Oh, come on. Oh, my God.
Oh, jeez, Louis. There's... Okay. You know what? No, okay. I was about to kick you out, but I don't even know how to do it. So, one last chance. Real quick, shout out to Just Brian for his contribution with the super chat. He goes, "Is Rick Elijah still on the run from Mirage?" You know what?
Mirage should do that. Remember that. He should live stream himself running around trying to find Rick Glazier.
I think
hey, Rick Glazier. I'm still
the Gold Coast Convention Center.
I'm coming at you from the Gold Coast Convention Center. No, but you know what? It's interesting though. Yeah, shout out to Just Brian. Yeah, I remember that clip. Somebody has it on Soulverse's Discord where it's go.
Yeah, it's on a soundboard.
Rick Glazier. Yeah, Rick Glazier. You thought you could hide from me. And I remember that episode. Rick was like, he told Black and Brown, "Get him out of here, or I'm out of here." It's like, come on, man. I mean, you can't. He's always talking about, I go up. I'm not afraid of any man. I go up against anybody. Meanwhile, he's like, get this guy out of here, or otherwise I'm off the panel. Can't handle the heat. Don't step into the kitchen. That's all I'm saying.
Exactly.
Anybody can
back
join
to the Haney situation.
Hey, I said the BDA Convention Center. Anybody can join the live stream, guys. Hit the like button and join us. The link is in the chat. Come on. Don't be shy.
I was going to say, real quick. So, okay, people get what I'm saying. The Haneys were expecting a Garcia rematch windfall. Yes. An influx of cash injection up the ass. And they didn't get it. So now they're pissed off because they thought, okay, well, Lopez is our plan B, and that's not happening. So, and this is a salient point because this is pertinent because remember what Eddie Hearn said about a year ago? He said that, hey, I offered Haney a bunch of fights. This was after the Garcia nightmare, and he rejected them all because he claimed he was too big for them. So evidently, this guy, the only way he's going to want to fight is for big money. He's not going to be taking difficult, risky fights for less money than he thinks he's worth, which, by the way, isn't that much because he's not a draw. His reputation is shattered after he got embarrassed by an Instagram model. He shed his pants in front of the world, and now he's got to rebuild. And then he further sullied his career, just like he sullied his pants against Jose Ramirez, old shop-born Jose Ramirez running around.
I saw those wet spots. I concur.
I mean, we got confirmation from Food TV. Now, we're not crazy.
The whole world saw it.
Food TV bought the pants. He owns them.
That was the wet one. Yeah, he sold them on eBay. I got them.
And you can't wash them, otherwise they lose their value.
No.
They lose their entire.
He just stares at it.
Exactly.
So what the fuck's next for Haney though? Like, what's the plan?
I don't know who's gonna fight next. I don't know. I have no effing idea.
He has to move up in weight, doesn't he?
Did he already do it though?
He could barely take the guys at 147. He's too weak.
Damn, what is it, Bill? Retirement, maybe? Going back to selling drugs like his dad or something?
Yeah.
That's an option, man. That is an option, yes. His dad knows all about that, right?
I think he's still
I'm going to show you what I don't do that anymore. I come correct.
I come correct.
I brought you my son to sell drugs.
I brought you my son. I brought his buns.
Wasn't he hanging out with Didi? Shouldn't he end up in Israel?
Yes, of course.
Shouldn't he?
Yeah, he was actually. Yeah.
I brought my son to Diddy. Take care of him.
You're gonna see Bill Haney. You're gonna see Bill Haney in Israel. We're now Jew. You know, he goes from Muslim to Jewish.
Yes.
Next thing you know, he's Iranian. It's like, yeah, you know, we're moving on. We find out the truth. You know what I'm saying? We're always on the path to truth and enlightenment. You know what I'm saying? Meanwhile, he's in Israel, can be extradited for sexual crimes. But that's the other thing. So yeah, he's in a bit of a difficult spot. But however, there is some good news for Haney, because he's gonna be moving up to welterweight. He can't even make 140. That's how much of a big of a weight bully he was. So now he's moving up to 147. But he's lucky because Ennis is moving up. So who's left? You got Barrios. You got a 50-year-old Pacquiao. You got Brian Norman. Who knows how he's going to price himself out in his next round of negotiations? Oh, I got to file my tax. I filed my taxes too late, man. I can't negotiate. My taxes. He's more worried about his taxes than actually fighting.
So, I don't think Haney would even want to fight that guy.
Why not?
No, I definitely don't. Yeah.
Kind of strong for him, yeah. He's like,
in fact,
he's a little too big. I want to be the only big guy in that ring.
Exactly. Yeah, he's got a complex. Only he can be the biggest and the widest.
That was the problem with his last fight. The guy was a little too big. He thought he was small. Mm-hmm. He came in the ring. He was running all over the place.
Miscalculation. See, you can only calculate. You can only calculate so much before you get exposed as a.
He's gonna start. He's gonna start taking out a tape measure. His dad's gonna start measuring their biceps and all that. We'll fight you. We'll fight you.
He's doing that cranial thing. What's that called? What's that called? The cranial thing they used to do back in the 1800s, where they put a metal thing to measure the skull. Yeah, it's like, okay, this guy's of lower stock. We can fight him.
It's exact science. He's gonna look in his mouth. Look at his teeth.
His stool sample.
Haney's teeth got him fucked up, right? The guy got a bunch of gold fake teeth in his mouth. He got problems.
Oh, that's true.
Those are not good teeth.
That's gotta get him in trouble at the airport. On top of being a Muslim, the thing there that's always possibly setting off the metal detectors, that can't be good.
No. It doesn't look right. Have you seen his mouth? It's like, why do you have all that shit in there? It's got fake teeth like everyone else, right?
Speaking of the mouth, by the way, I don't know if you guys saw it. It's interesting. Kambosos he told Keyshawn Davis. He told Hitchens. When they were going back and forth on top of the Empire State Building earlier this week, they were going face to face, and all of a sudden, Kambosos recoiled. He goes, "Man, your breath smells like shit." And then at yesterday's press conference, Hitchens showed up with gum. Now, initially, I thought, okay, he's losing weight. He's a big guy for 100
he's in his head,
he's losing weight. I think, So I think maybe it's not just the weight making. I think his breath really does smell like a sewer. And on top of that, today at the weigh-in, Kambosos
you got him thinking about his breath. He's fucked.
He went to buy some.
Where he wants him.
He went to buy some Mentos, some Listerine, just to try to wash everything out. And today, Kambosos he weighed in, and then Sergio Mora goes, "How does it feel? How good does it feel to no longer have to cut 5 extra pounds? I mean, you're now at 140. How good does that feel?" He goes, "Look at him." He points at Hitchens. "Look at him, all skinny, all skinny, all dried up, stinky breath." Now he's sticking to the he's sticking to the
just keeps going back to that.
Exactly. That's his crutch now. The guy's mouth smells like shit. But it's interesting because people think, my breath smells like shit. I'm just gonna get some gum or some Listerine, brush my teeth 5 times in a row. No, if it's a stomach issue, your breath is always gonna smell like an asshole. You gotta get that taken care of.
I'm eating popcorn, man. Come on, stop it.
Okay, well, are they chocolate covered popcorns? If not, what's the problem?
It's like, that would be what.
It's caramel colored.
Kind
of.
All right.
You ever know? Yeah. Does that ever happen to you guys? You're eating and then somebody's talking about something disgusting. All of a sudden, the food starts to smell like what they're talking about. Like if they're talking about turds, like, "Oh yeah, I saw a giant." All of a sudden, the ice cream you're eating, all of a sudden, starts smelling like shit. Or is that just me?
I get something like that. I'll be eating like a vanilla ice cream cone. I'll be talking about pus. I'll be talking about pus. I'm like, what? I'm eating something here, man.
Who's talking about?
People talking about pus. You know how it is. It's like I'm trying to eat my vanilla cone here. I'm trying to eat my damn vanilla cone.
What are you, a medical?
It's getting worse here.
What are you, a medical student or something? What are you, a medical student? You're talking about?
He's having an ice cream cone at the ER.
My ice cream looks like pus now.
Okay. What the fuck?
It's like Lost Boys. Remember when he eats that rice and it turns into like worms? Is that what you get?
That's an old trope. Yeah, it's like an End of Days too. I don't know if you guys remember that Arnold Schwarzenegger movie. She's eating an apple.
I remember that. Yeah.
It's a bunch of little dudes there writhing around.
Little dudes in the apple.
Classic.
Yeah. Writhing around. I think it's supposed to symbolize hell or something. But listen, the point is this. I think Cold's in this album. You remember when Schwarzenegger went on the WWF when that film was coming out, and he was advertising the album, the End of Days album, and he was like, Cold, I love Cold. Oh, come on. Like he didn't.
I'm not even kidding. He said that. He said Cold. Yes, Cold.
He did say that. He did say that.
He said Cold.
No.
I love corn. This is my baby band.
Limpy biscuit. Limpy biscuit. Like he's just butchering the names.
My favorite, Limpy biscuit.
My favorite. He's just bullshitting. Oh man.
Yeah, he really went on there, and he was advertising end of days. You know he means business when he got fucking stubble, people. When Schwarzenegger's got stubble, he ain't fucking around.
You know that movie? The reason why it's so disjointed from an editing standpoint, and I didn't know this until 20 years later. Apparently, they were filming in 1999, so they only had a couple of months. It was a rush production. They're filming in the middle of Manhattan. Mm-hmm. They're months away from Y2K, so they had to release it before the year 2000. So that's why they rushed that thing, and that's why it looks so. That's why it's such a bad movie. I mean, it's got good spots, but overall, it's the soundtrack's
sort of like Constantine before Constantine, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's similar to it in a way. Yeah. Remember when he ate all that nasty food that was all just laying around his house? I think he put it in.
He makes a milkshake. Yeah, he puts pizza, yogurt, and like a bunch of things that makes no sense. Alcohol. I mean, come on, nobody does it.
He's like drinking this rotten Slurpee.
That's why his breath smells bad.
He was depressed.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah,
depressed. You do that. You mix together old Chinese food with a slice of pizza that's under the couch.
Oh yeah, that's what it was. Yeah, it was Chinese leftovers, a pizza, a Pepto-Bismol. Some alcohol. Yep. It's like, come on.
Yep. I don't know who the fuck wrote that scene. Who wrote that?
Probably, you know what it was? It was some guy. It was some guy who thought, how can we make him look like a tough guy? Oh yeah, let's just make him eat like a pig. A pig that just with all the leftovers in a bucket, a slop, and he just eats it.
He picks a dead rat up.
Just
he's like a fucking witch now. The witch. He's doing like some weird alchemy.
Yeah, he's doing some Santeria in a blender. Santeria in a blender. That's a good product.
It's a weird beginning to a movie. This guy's badass.
Yeah, that's supposed to be badass. Like, I'm disgusted. That's not badass.
This guy's mentally ill.
Oh, man.
Hey, speaking about old movies, remember the movie Spawn?
It's a classic.
Yeah, the clown. That clown looks like Bomac.
Oh, come on. I knew you were going
to He does. He's like short and fat.
It's like Bomac doing whiteface.
Exactly. I'm going to post a picture for people who don't know what I'm talking about. No, but yeah.
That's what the clown sounds like. He's like he's got spit coming out his mouth.
Hey, Julio, you do good you do good impersonations, man.
Hey, thank you.
You don't even work at it, do you? It's just extra talent that you have.
Yeah, it just comes to me. Yeah.
There you go. No, I get it. I'm like that too. I got extra talent all over the place. I was watching a video on one of the morning shows of. It was the day after, I think, or the weekend after the Keyshawn Davis debacle, and we were watching a video of Keyshawn Davis that Top Rank did. Yeah, look at that. Look at that. Come on, don't tell me that doesn't look like.
He's that Crawford.
That's Bomac. Look at that, man. That's same body phenotype, everything.
Oh, it looks identical. It looked just like him. Put him back on the screen. That's Bomac without the beard. Damn it. That's crazy. Is that from the biopic they're doing on Bomac?
I'm not getting a screenshot there, but I know what you're talking about because I remember the movie.
Exploding gloves. That's his superpower. If there was a video game, if there's a video game, they should put special features for each specialty moves they got, and for Crawford should be being able to cut down to 147 from 177 pounds, exploding gloves.
Man. Uncanny.
Bench pressing his wife.
Hey, exploding gloves are hard to come by, especially good quality ones.
That's the big comeback for Bomac after he makes that Nutty Professor reboot.
Come on. See, now you're going too far, man. Come on.
Right, Crawford will be the skinny version. Right. Crawford will be the skinny version.
I can't partake in this tomfoolery. I just can't.
I actually have a picture I made of the Nutty Professor Bomac edition.
Wow. Come on.
See if I can find. You never saw that?
Julio on his show, he's got a whole bunch of he's got stuff prepared all the time. He's got this like fake. The other day I'm watching his show and then I was like, hey, don't forget we're sponsored by, and I actually thought that he was sponsored by somebody because he sounded serious. All of a sudden he puts up a picture of Caitlyn Plant wearing makeup and holding his hands up. He's got like manicured hands. And he goes, sweet hands, or what's it called?
A Sweet Hands massage parlor. He says when you need a happy ending, something like that.
Oh, jeez, Louise.
And he has girl hands and they got fucking nail polish on them. Yeah, that Sweet Hands massage parlor. That's right next to Tim Bradley's auto repair.
Yeah, that was a Tim Bradley story, right? I'm driving home with my son or to his game or something. We get pulled over. We got pulled. He was, eventually he said he got pulled over by Derek Chauvin. I go, come on, Tim.
They were all. They did a segment where they were all talking about how they had been done wrong by Whitey, and they turned to Bradley. They're like, Bradley, can you tell us your situation? He's like, yeah, I got into a situation with my son, and he gets like super dramatic, and he's like, we were. I got to tell you guys. I got to tell you guys something. We were going to school, and I asked my son, which car you want to drive? Which car? And there was a car, I was fixing it for about 3 years, and I knew he was going to pick that car. I just knew it. The story is fucking hilarious. It's so stupid. So he picks the car that he's been fixing for 3 fucking years, and then he says that he got pulled over. And I'm thinking, what? And then his son says, Dad, why did they pull us over? And he said, son, I'm going to tell you what my dad told me. We got pulled over because of the car we're driving and the color of our skin. That's what he said.
How much you want to bet that?
Isn't that literally a line in Men in Black?
That fucking dude never even got pulled over. I wish I could interview him. I'd ask him like, "Hey,
no,
so why did you pull you over?"
Isn't that a line in Men in Black? We got pulled over because of the color.
He didn't get pulled over.
Oh yeah.
He didn't get pulled over. He didn't get pulled over by a white cop. He got pulled over by an immigrant from the Philippines who was still mad about the first Pacquiao fight. That's what happened.
He said
exactly.
Son, they pulled us over. They pulled us over.
He was a Filipino cop. I said he was a Filipino cop. I said you got to pull over, please. You got to pull over. You beat Manny Pacquiao.
Can you get out of the car?
Manny Pacquiao, you're Manny Pacquiao.
Don't make me fuck.
Hey,
Bradley, get out of the car.
Get out of the car. Get out of the car, Mr. Black Guy.
Dad, why they pull us over
right now?
They pull us over because I robbed Manny Pacquiao. That's my Mel Gibson.
Wait. Let's get this straight. Is it like how much you said he was working on a car and that's the car they took? How much you want to bet there were a bunch of infractions? Like it was too low to the ground or something like that.
That's why I don't know if you've seen on my show. I got like this fucked up car that's like all like shooting like fireballs out the back. And he tells the story from that car, from that fucked up car. He's like, guys, I got a story to tell you, and it's like all smoke come out of the car.
Jeez, Louise.
You know the story is probably completely made up. The story is probably 100% made up. I'd love to ask him why they pulled you over. He said they let me go once they figured out who I was, who I am.
Right, like he's a household name. I mean, it's as made up as the fact that he thinks he actually beat Manny in the first fight. He knows he didn't.
Oh, wait a minute.
Oh my God, that's.
I think Pacquiao led that fight. That was Pacquiao's fight.
No. Bradley knew he didn't win that first fight. He knew. It's just the way he was acting in the interviews.
Yeah.
He knew.
Yeah. He said, "I'm gonna have to go back and watch the film again to see how I won." Really?
Yeah.
That's the way of. Yeah.
If he doesn't have that fight on his resume, does he make the Hall of Fame without that win on his resume?
Yeah, I think so.
I think most of these guys are making it to Hall of Fame. I mean,
I don't know. I'm not even sure.
His best win, I think, is an old as fuck Marquez, but Marquez was juiced to the gills. I mean, that was ultra Marquez. That was the one that punches Alvarado across the ring. He's like, whoa. Remember that?
Right, he barely beat that Marquez.
The dude did like a backflip. It's like, what the fuck?
It's almost like it's like a movie where the guy has like a power wave or something that he's pushes the guy all the way back against the wall. That's how Mike Alvarado went flying.
He used the force.
He became
exactly. It was like the force. Yeah,
the force.
He became like Bane from Batman.
Some shit like that.
I think we just said
it. He did get dropped by what was his name again? Fuck.
Bradley?
Who? The one we're talking about, man.
Oh, Alvarado.
Jesus Christ. Yeah. He got.
He dropped him too? I forgot.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was his last fight, and he still got dropped. Yep.
You know what I liked about Marquez, though? The fact that every time he went down, instead of clinching, he would just like trade. He started trading like a maniac.
Yep.
Like that was.
That's why I said
he became more aware. Yeah.
He was very hittable.
That's why
he would get up with the stiff legs.
That's why I said too on another morning show, because I don't know if you guys heard, but Bill Haney was saying that his son is already more legendary than Timothy Bradley. And I said, well, wait a minute. When Timothy Bradley fought the very dangerous Kendall Holt, that was, I think it was a unification fight, but it was a big fight at 140. And Bradley hit the canvas hard in the first round. Why did he get up and back foot bitches for the rest of the fight? No, he took it to Kendall Holt, outworked him, hurt him to the body. He did end up getting dropped again in the last round, but it was like a flash knockdown. He was all right. He took it to the guy. He didn't get scared. He didn't back foot bitch it. Didn't start clinching. Didn't start fighting in the ass down. He took it to the guy. Yeah. Meanwhile, thank you. Fucking Haney shits his pants against an Instagram model or against old ass Linares, whom everybody who had beaten Linares at that point had stopped him. This dude couldn't even put a dent on old ass Linares. And then he got
that was a wet one. That was a very wet one.
That was he sharded himself a little bit. We didn't see it that time, but he got hurt in that fight and clinched his way to a decision for the last 2 rounds. Could you imagine Timothy Bradley doing that? Like, I'm hurt. Let me just run around the ring, clinching nonstop. That's not how he did it. That's why he's more legendary.
Ruslan did him. Ruslan almost put him in the grave.
Yeah.
Yeah, the gulag. Almost sent to the gulag.
Bradley had a warrior spirit.
He did. You know, my favorite Bradley fight was he fought what's that guy? Alexander. Where he headbutted the fuck out of him. That was my favorite headbutt.
Yeah, well,
he headbutted the fuck out of him.
They're both undefeated. Yep.
You know, he looks like, you ever saw the movie Beowulf? Is that how you pronounce that? Beowulf? I don't know how to pronounce it. That monster thing where he cuts his arm off. That's
Grendel.
what Grendel. Yeah, that's what Devin Alexander looks like. I always called him Grendel. He just looks like Grendel. You should pull up a picture of both those, Grendel and Devin Alexander. Put them right next to each other. Yeah, I also like this coach. I like how his coach would always scream at him. He would say, "Fucking relax." You remember that when he fought Chino? He fought Chino Maidana. He's like, "Why the fuck won't you relax?" And he's like screaming in his face.
Yeah, that's a good technique.
That's how you relax, man. What's fun is he's talking to the commentators, right? They're like, so what is he going to do? What is he going to do to win this? He's like, he's doing good right now. Keep going. And then as soon as they go to the corner, he's just screaming in his face and telling them to relax.
Well, interestingly enough, that David Alexander Timothy Bradley fight didn't take place in California, didn't take place in Arizona, where Bradley's from, didn't take place in St. Louis, where Alexander was from. They held it in Detroit. I gotta tell you, from what I understand, they actually faced more danger getting to the venue than during the actual fight itself. So I mean, I don't know whose idea. That was a Don King production, by the way. I don't know what he was thinking putting that fight in Detroit. Why not Baghdad while they're at it, or Somalia?
Because
Devin Alexander make it out there, man. They brought Desert Storm into Iraq.
Bradley was with Gary Shaw or something like that.
Chirac.
Chirac, yeah.
Look, you got. I mean, look, like you said, he's Desert Storm, Timothy Bradley, right? He's.
Why did they call him that?
Gary Shaw.
He's in the military.
He died.
That's what he was.
He died.
Oh, he did.
Who died?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he passed away. He was. You could tell he was gonna any time now. The guy was. He was a big fella. Let's just put it that way.
Oh, who died?
Gary Shaw. Let's just say he had a lot in common with Bowman.
Oh yeah, he died.
You ever seen what's that guy's name? Dan Raphael. You know who he looks like? He looks like Boogie from YouTube. I get them confused, those two guys.
Who the fuck is Boogie?
And
Boogie 229.
Yeah, Boogie. He's a YouTube guy. He's an old school
guy.
YouTuber.
He's like a really obese YouTuber. Yeah.
Big fat guy. Yeah, there he is. Dan Alexander.
He looks like
is that the guy who's always showing his?
Yeah, that's how he looks. The lighting's a bit weird, but at times he looks identical to him.
Yeah, he's like a real obese YouTuber. He's been in like YouTube since like it started.
He did motion capture, I think.
Yeah.
Devin did motion capture.
No, he is. Yeah.
Sorry, Devin.
Yeah,
Devin.
He got like lipo done multiple times, and then he like gains the weight back. Then he does lipo again. Yeah,
you gotta get a side profile on him.
You know who he looks like, guys? He looks like an engineer from Prometheus.
Oh, he does.
Oh, from
Yeah,
from Prometheus. Yeah, but they're in shape.
Yeah,
Prometheus.
Those guys, those.
Yeah.
let's take a look.
You know, that's one. At one point, Rafael Shapiro wanted me to sue the makers of Prometheus because I looked way too much like the engineers looked like me. Like it was just too uncanny. The physique, the definition.
Yeah, look at that. That's how BDA looks like, right? Are you gonna see it later?
It's based off of you, BDA.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I'm not a litigious person, so I just decided to let it go. But I'm just be forewarned. I got grounds to do so, and I might do so if they continue infringing on my image.
Are you like 9 foot tall?
No, your traps are a little bigger, right? I think your traps are larger.
Look at those traps. What the fuck? They're going crazy with that. Look at that.
Look at that, the 12 pack. That's not a 6 pack.
Does he need any more fucking abs? He looks like Earl Spence. He's got Earl Spence abs.
I remember when that movie came out. A lot of
I see mosquito bites. I see mosquito bites.
I do.
Yeah, I remember when that movie came out. A lot of people didn't like the design, but I felt that
screen are y'all sharing? I don't see anything.
That dude is fucking juiced.
I like that movie, honestly.
I do too.
Good movie.
Yeah,
I saw it in the theater. He looks like he's made of rubber.
Yeah, he does, man.
It's fucked up. He also looks like that thing from SpongeBob. You ever seen? I think it's like Cinnamon Toast Man or something. It's one of those.
No, I don't see it.
Oh, the pink thing.
Yeah, it looked like something from like.
I only know.
I know. Those abs look fake to me. That dude sauced up. That's that. You know what they call that? That's unnatural. What do you call like these the leftists, the hardcore leftists that get pissed off? They're like, no one could attain that physique.
Hey, by the way, in the chat, Easy Dime says, BDA, what's your Instagram? Like, he wants to see pictures of me and my cut, tight body. I mean, come on, what's going on here? My muscular, bulky body? No, you ain't seeing that. You're not going to get a glimpse of my sexy ass. No way, Jose.
He was the man at career, BD.
Now, if you pay, now we might be talking. You might get a glimpse of my biceps, my abs. But nah, just like that, now, sorry, Bob.
Somebody said,
you want
BDA? BDA has fake.
I don't want to make anybody jealous.
Fake.
Now, see, double L. That's what he's. Yeah, well, I mean, that's what he says. But I mean, he's telling me, he's inviting me all the time. Let's go out, BDA. Let's go out. I mean, come on. Well, I don't know you, man.
Fake abs or something, right?
Yeah, he said you can't, abs. But
it's possible.
I read that you could, so I don't know. Maybe Jimmy's not up to date now anymore because
I've seen him. Yeah. I've seen him before. I've seen fake abs.
That's crazy.
Fake abs, fake tits, all that stuff.
No, there is fake abs. There is.
Transplant.
There's multiple ways to get fake abs.
It's a transplant.
But for De La Hoya,
you can get implants. There's. Wait, what happened?
I don't know. Discord fucked up, man. We're back. It wasn't even my connection. It was just Discord. Anyways,
everybody's roboting.
They took the fat around his abdomen so they could see his core. That's what they got done.
They took ass fat and they put it in his stomach.
All right, wait a minute. People in the chat, official scorecard box says BD has fake pectoral muscles like that one Mexican boxer with his opponents taking dives. Oh, come on.
He
got those synthol muscles.
Yeah, that's what he's alluding to. And then he goes, BDA getting but of course, it's BDA getting the love on Pride Month. Ah, come on. Let's move on to something else. I want to say this. Speaking of some related obsessive type of stuff. I was recently thinking about, I don't know if you guys saw, but a couple of days ago, Turkey Alalshikh made a tweet that he said no more Tom and Jerry fights, meaning no more runners, right? He wants to see action fights. In fact, Kambosos' father recently released a tidbit of information saying that from here on in, he knows for a fact that Cepeda versus Shakur Stevenson is going to be taking place in an 18 by 18-foot ring.
Are you kidding?
So that's going to smaller. That's right. They're making it smaller.
That's going to help.
And the reaction from the people so far, from certain people, is hyperbole. You can't change the rules. The Sheikh's trying to change the rules. No, the rules are quite clear. No clinching, no running. That's illegal. Second of all,
enforce them.
People are trying to also do the hyperbole by saying the Sheikh wants to murder people. That's what they're saying. They're saying he wants people to die in the ring, which is so outrageous. The fact that this dude is trying to apply the rules, it's inconceivable. for these people out there on Twitter. It's an anathema. And the other thing is interesting because I started thinking about it. It's like, why are these people so averse to people actually fighting and throwing punches and throwing combinations? And I realized something. You look at most people on Twitter, they fawn over guys like Deontay Wilder, Tank Davis, with the pink purses and the mink suits and the mink coats like women, the jewelry, the bling, the ice. And I'm thinking, okay, so there's something going on there. And then every time one of their fighters calls out another guy, they go, yeah, he calling him out. Now, we know based on psychological studies that people get addicted to the internet and social media. They get dopamine hits every time they see something they like, whether it's a photograph of a guy like me, Mr. BDA, or whether it's their favorite fighter saying something that they agree with. And so every time they, so what I'm trying to get at is that they get off on these fighters like Tank Davis, Devin Haney, Shakur Stevenson, talking that shit, as they like to say. So what it comes down to is this is and then they fight, the fighters fight, the boxers, so-called fight, they end up running for 12 rounds, and these people get nothing out of it. So what it is it's almost like reading erotic literature, but in this case, it's pugilistic erotica. That's what this is. We're seeing a modern form of pugilistic erotica. These people get off on their fighters talking a lot, under-delivering, but at least they got their dopamine hit, and then they're chasing the next dopamine hit on Twitter like scavengers, like crack addicts. They're sex addicts. But in this case, pugilistic erotica.
That's probably definitely what it is. They see Shakur moving those buns and they just can't get enough of it. If he's standing there and he's trading, they just don't get to see it as well. They don't get that bounce. They kind of bounce in it, They like him bouncing on his toes.
Well, what? They want to bounce on what you said? What?
They want him bouncing on his toes as much as possible.
Oh, I thought you said they wanted him, like they wanted to bounce on him or something.
That too.
I mean, I think you said that they wanted to do 69 or something.
I've actually heard dudes say, who says that boxing has to be entertaining? I'm like, what? I think one of the things is that they're like, there's a boxing channel I was watching the other day, little, kind of like a film study, I guess. And this guy's calling people race fans. That's what he's saying. And what it is that I think these people that like guys like, Shakur and all that, because a lot of the people thought this was directed at black fighters. When he said that, I heard a lot of these channels that are like, what they call race fans, right? So they're all pissed off about it. And what it really is, I think, is that they have no interest in the fashion of the win, right? They don't care how boring it is as long as the fighter wins. That's what it is. It's win at any cause, right? Keep that O. That's what they're obsessed with, is O's. But the funny part about it is that they'll never buy one of these fucking pay-per-views. They're stealing all of them.
They don't watch their own fighters, bro.
Yeah, they're stealing all of them. So if you really like the thing is that I said this in my last video, the sport has a big problem with entertainment. They need entertainment in order to build the sport up. If they allow these guys to rob the bank, as they say, and fight in the most cowardice way possible, it's not helping Turkey. Turkey's picked up a sport that was on its way out in a lot of ways. Boxing was at an all-time low. All the networks had dropped them. What was it? HBO, Showtime, all of them. And so he has to iron things out, right? He has to look at what was wrong with it. And one of the big things that was wrong with it was these fucking cowards. Like you said, I think Abucho said it earlier. He says, I brought my friends over to watch a Floyd fight. And what did they watch? They watched a sport that they're never going to watch ever again. They're like, fuck that. I ain't watching it anymore. So there's a problem there. And this guy is addressing it. And that's a good thing. People should be happy with that, not crying, oh my God, Shakur's going to get hurt.
That's what they're saying. They're saying, the Sheik wants to watch these guys get murdered. And I'm thinking,
I heard that. Yeah, of course they are, because they don't. Well, how are they going to get murdered? They got to defend themselves, right? He's like, they're going to make them actually fight.
Yeah, these guys are so good. Oh, now they can't run, therefore they're going to get killed. Is that what they're saying? These people are going to get run over because maybe they were
BDA.
Who did you have? What?
I said, I feel like I've had this conversation with you recently, BDA.
It's an important conversation, man.
Maybe that's because we had it in the morning.
Yes, we did.
Now it's the fucking night.
But wait a minute. Food TV made some.
I genuinely respect your opinion.
Yeah, I think he's playing with you. But Food TV made
some. No, I genuinely mean it, actually. You're one of the few people here that I actually like hearing talk about anything.
Oh, yeah, he's definitely putting you on.
Well, let BDA finish first, and then I'll be happy.
BDA, shut the fuck up. That's true.
Thank you, Chief. See, he was putting you on. But Food TV makes a great point. But I didn't like the fact he had to say rob the bank. He's like, they're gonna carjack the car. I was like, come on, is that you? What you gotta go to the criminal thing?
It has nothing to do with the color of the skin, not at all. That's what I'm taking. Those are directly his words. Rob the bank, and I think rob the turkey guy. They're robbing the turkey. That's really what they're doing. And Turkey's like, fuck that. You ain't robbing me anymore, bitch. Crawford, smack him. And then Crawford comes up while he's all oiled and he's
I don't know. Do you guys watch soccer anywhere?
No, I don't watch it.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah,
you know, like how the Arabs took over soccer by like buying a bunch of the top clubs.
Right.
And people were complaining because they're like, oh, that's going to make the game very non-competitive. But we've had the most competitive seasons of like European soccer in like the last few years. It's really impressive.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. They call them sugar daddies because they buy up these.
Yeah, but it works though because they're very strict and they want the players to play.
Well, they got to make their money, man. They got to make their fucking money. So they have to raise the entertainment.
Boxing's going to happen the same thing. Watch, they're going to start fucking enforcing the rules. They're going to make sure that only the good fighters, the ones who are entertaining, get paid.
50-50. That's what they're going to do. I've said it many times in my shows. You hear a lot of these apologists in the boxing community say this. I tell them I want to see 50-50 fights. This is what you see in the UFC and most of these organizations are 50-50 fights because when you do that, you have exciting fights. What we have in boxing is we have guys that have tailor-made careers, right? They're just being made up as being better than what they really are. And then towards the very end of their career, now they have a 50-50 fight and everyone's like, yay! And they're all happy. It's a fucking 50-50 fight. Matchmaking is always supposed to create 50-50 fights. That's how the ranking system works, right? You fight the guy that's right above you, right? That's how it is. Or right below you. You don't fight a fucking guy that's ranked like not even on ranking. But that's what we see in boxing all the time. You saw Berlanga's last fight. Look at the fucking guy he fought. That's common in boxing. That's got to come to an end. You cannot build the sport up if that's what you're doing. Even people who don't know the sport know that shit is garbage. You know, we want to see a contest. We don't want to see a blowout and see this kind of shit. Especially as boxing fans. You do not want to see that.
The fact that throughout history, going at least back to like 87, which is roughly around when Hagler and Leonard fought, right? And all that time build up. And we may look at it now in reverence, but at the time, that was the greatest fight we ever saw, wrote no one. And then you bring up the next big fight, which would be probably De La Hoya Trinidad. No one thought that was a great fight. And you go to the next one, Floyd Mayweather, Oscar De La Hoya. Not that great a fight. People were disappointed with what they got. And then you bring up Mayweather Pacquiao. Once again, you get a bust. And these are supposed to be 50-50 fights. And they're huge money. And they're not producing. And they're produced because the fighters don't want to produce them, not because the people don't want to.
Yes, but that's the job in the future. What we're going to see is we're going to start seeing cuts of fighters. Guys who don't bring the action are going to get cut. It don't matter how much their fandom pretends to like them. If they're not putting asses in seats, then that's it. Right. That's really what's coming into boxing. Because this guy's trying to make this a global sport again. This is why, if you noticed, he's doing a lot of his advertising is catering towards a younger audience. He's not only trying to please the older fans, he's trying to please the young, like teens, you know, and young, very young people.
He's trying to make it everybody watches it. That's why you put it on Netflix, bro. That's like super high IQ.
That too, yeah, it is. The guy's putting a lot of money behind this. People got to give him some respect. You do. Give him some damn respect. Leave him alone.
I trust Turkey. I want him to do good.
Don't talk about Turkey like that. Dana's going to do a lot of good, too. Dana's going to be like, Shakur, sorry I have to say it, you fucking blow. Get the fuck out of here. That's what Dana's going to do. And then Shakur's going to say, I hate to lose.
Whenever someone's crying, I mean, I know people get disappointed about losing, but whenever he's crying that much and he takes it that personal, that's why he's always talking smack. I wouldn't be surprised if he's cheating.
Oh, yeah.
You know, behind the scenes. And people say, wow, what about these fighters? Or what about this, you know, the Reynosos? Yeah, it's a third world country. They got shitty PEDs over there. The Americans, that's where it's at. I mean, remember, Victor Conte, none of Conte's athletes ever got caught in a test.
Mm-hmm. Did you see that Conte has cancer now?
Does he?
Is that right?
Yeah, he has pancreatic cancer.
Oh, boy, that's jeez.
That's hard to come back from.
Yeah.
No, he has the steroids for that one. He's like, I know
cure for that one. Is what you're saying.
I know how to fucking cure that. Don't worry.
He comes. Next thing you know, next thing you know, he comes out looking like an engineer from Prometheus.
Exactly. He's massive.
He still has that mustache. He still has that ridiculous mustache. Hi guys.
Yeah. He still has a funny mustache.
Hi guys. He looks like Anton LaVey for some reason. You ever seen that guy posing with the Haneys? He's like sitting. It's like, how the fuck you getting trained by a guy that can't even stand? He's sitting in a chair the whole time.
I mean,
he's like that's my strength and conditioning coach.
Don't make me make fun of a guy who's dying, man. Come on.
You ever seen Bo Max doing the mitts with Crawford, but he's wearing the sweatsuit? Bo Max wearing it. Have you seen that?
Yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah, he works in a full gear. It's funny.
He's wearing a sweatsuit. I'm trying to cut weight too.
And he has his little headband too. It's cute.
Too much soda.
We saw a video. Like I was saying, we saw a video about Keyshawn Davis. This was after we watched it after the debacle on last Saturday, and we were watching a documentary that Top Rank did about Keyshawn Davis, and he just aged badly because Bomack is like, Keyshawn is learning how to be a man, how to respect everything in life from family to money. And I said, oh, at least he didn't say weight, because that would have been a bad look in hindsight. And then to Food TV's point, there's a part where all these boxers are working hard in the gym, and then all of a sudden they cut to Bomack sitting down playing on his phone. Where my music at? Where my music at? Like he was trying to connect the Bluetooth to the speakers or whatever. And I go, man, that was a good shot. I think they did it on purpose. Like all these guys are working, doing the app crunches, suffering, and this guy's sitting down there playing.
He's eating a fucking Twinkie while playing Tetris.
Work hard, keep working.
Yeah.
He's like, come on. Come on, hit it. He's like punching Bomack in the stomach.
Why is he James Brown or something? What the fuck?
No, Rocky punches like the meat. He goes,
oh, yeah, good. I thought you were doing James Brown. Ow. No, what is it? Ow. I can't do it right now.
I'll be good. Now.
Peppa's got a brand new. Oh, remember that interview? Peppa's got a brand new bag. And then she goes, the woman goes,
like what?
Women, yeah, the interviewing James Brown, he's coked out of his mind. And then the woman's trying to get straight answers out of him. And he goes, why do women like you so much? Because I look good, I sing, I look good, I smell good. She goes, and you sing good. And then he goes, and make love good. And then she goes, oh well, we don't need to ask anybody else about that. We got that from the source. And then he goes, ah, and just starts screaming, fucking super loud into the mic.
And it's like he had glasses like he just came out of the wood shop.
Yeah, he's grinding his teeth.
Oh yeah, he was coked out of his mind.
I'm talking about James Brown.
Oh, yeah, James Brown, yeah.
I tell you what, though, anytime there was a local fight in Augusta, he was always there, and he didn't sit down at the crowd. Oh yeah, well, he always sit up there with us.
Food TV so confused, Augusta.
That's Georgia. It's where he's from. Yeah, it's where he's from.
Wow.
So Vernon Forrest would come to town on a USA Tuesday Night Fights, and James Brown wouldn't sit down on the ringside. He'd sit up in the cheap seats with us.
I feel good.
Yeah. He's a fun guy to have around.
Watch me. Watch me.
You guys want a little of this coke?
Yeah, but the other day, we're in the chat, the VC, and that was a day, Chief. You got into it with that other guy about Roy Jones, and then all I said, I brought up the fact that Roy Jones was on a rap video once. It was, what was it called? Shake Your Ass. I forget that singer's name.
Oh, he was in there.
Yeah, but you knew that because then you kept saying, "Oh yeah, I remember that song," and then you just kept going, "Shake your ass, shake me what you got,
watch yourself, show me what you want, show me what you want,
show me what you want."
You know that guy, that dude got actually into some sexual assault charges. Can't say I'm shocked by that.
Kidding.
He warned them, right?
How many rappers?
He said, "Watch yourself."
P. Diddy, yeah, that's true. Yeah,
he said, "Shake your ass, but watch yourself. Watch yourself."
That was predictive programming, huh?
It was. He was telling him. The guy knows his nature. That's what I said.
But what's the deal with all these rappers, man? You got Mystical, that dude. Yeah, Mystical. That's what officials say. Mystical, P. Diddy, R. Kelly.
Yeah, damn.
All these dudes.
I mean, with the kind of music they sang, you never would have known.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Who would have thought?
Right? Who would have ever thought that?
Chief, you've told me that's your favorite song, right? Shake Your Ass.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure I said that.
he was like, I love that song. I shake my ass to it.
Baby, that's one of my favorite ones.
Yeah, that's the song that they played in Scary.
That's my favorite.
Take your ass, show me what you want. Thought I told y'all niggas before, niggas don't fuck.
Oh,
me. I remember. There's like old white family singing it. It was hilarious.
Show me what you walking with.
That's you kept saying
right
that over and over. You kept
playing it. Right before they start playing it, they're like, "Oh yeah, no, this is the real shit," and it's
I remember that. You know that guy from MTV, the one who tries to act like the ultra African. He's like that big ass head thing. He got big dreads and this giant hat. I remember he had this guy who sang that song. He was like a guy from Africa, I think. He sang a song. He says, "I'm in love with the coco." He did that, and so that dude, you know, the guy I'm talking about was a big dreads, who's Mr. Black Rah Rah Rah. You know, he puts his fist in the air and he's like, "You go, my brother." That kind of guy. And he was all like, "I too am in love with the cocoa." That's what he said once. And then he interviewed Obama. He likes guys that sing songs to destroy his community. That song is about selling coke. People don't know.
Yeah. No
That's
kidding.
what the song is about. Yeah, he says, "I'm in love with the cocoa." In the video, he's actually mixing up crack. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Come on. What the fuck?
I'm not even kidding. He's cooking up crack, and he's got guns and coke all over the place.
Well, see, we don't condone that type of behavior here.
No, we don't.
Boxing debate arena. I will say this though, in terms of the boxing, what's his name? Jai Opetaia last fought at the Gold Coast Convention Center, and he said Zurdo Ramirez, who's in his weight class, said that Jai would be easy. Well, I don't know if he said easy, but he says, and no matter how it goes, it ends with me winning. So now Jai Opetaia is saying that he's going to show up ringside to Zurdo's next fight, which is against Dorticos. So that should be interesting. Does anyone give Zurdo a shot at beating Opetaia?
Opetaia, didn't he have a problem with I saw one of his fights. He was struggling with this old fighter. I forget his name.
Yeah, Brady.
You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, that was pretty surprising. He had some big issues with that guy.
Yeah, Breedis is a 6-round fighter. If Zurdo can find a way to get past the first 6 rounds, that's where the fight would get interesting.
Yeah.
So he's not in.
Do you think he makes it
to the bad nights?
I personally think Opetaia gets him out of there around that, but who knows? That's what my prediction would be.
He's the jaw crusher now. He crushes jaws.
Yeah, that dude. I mean, Opetaia. That's a problem with Zurdo. He's way too slow. So you know he's gonna be eating punches. He's gonna have to go through hell to get to that 6th round. If he still has energy by the 6th round, he might be able to do something. But I don't know, man. It's a hard ask.
I found one of my advertisements. If you want to put it in there, it has to do with Bomac. He's in the new a new film that's coming out.
I want to see that. Pucho, can you play that?
It's coming out next summer. It's coming out next summer, people.
Bro, I just ate like Bomac, guys. I ate 2 cheeseburgers, mac and cheese, collard greens, 2 cinnamon rolls, and 2 Diet Cokes.
You're making me hungry.
Is he doing like
3 cinnamon rolls?
Is he doing like a documentary, like Super Size Me?
Yeah, this is a big one.
No, I'm just picking out, bro.
This is
that was a stupid. That was one of the most stupid documentaries I've ever seen.
The guy's dead now.
Super Size Me.
It's like, McDonald's is bad for you?
Yeah, who would have thought?
Yeah, that was the McDonald's curse. That's what you get. That's a Super Size Me curse.
Then they go with the most. Yeah, it's like the Lomachenko curse.
Yes.
But every time, I mean, yeah, they showed some extreme examples of people that were eating McDonald's every single day. I mean, I don't know. I know the United States has a lot of fat people, but I think most people know you're not supposed to eat.
Nobody does that.
Well, even then, like he was eating like he was just eating loads of it. Like it wasn't just like, let me just get like a burger here or there. The dude was getting like 2 quarter pounders. He would get like a pancake breakfast, and he would like dip syrup all up over it and dip it in eggs and stuff. I mean, the dude was eating a shit ton of calories. Like, yeah, anyone's gonna get fat.
He was eating 3 meals a day from them.
Yeah, nobody does that. Nobody does that. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Well, there was an extreme, like I said, there was the most extreme example was he was interviewing people that one guy used to eat 3 times a day. But I'm thinking, okay, I know there's a lot of unhealthy people that probably eat it every week, but 3 times a day, that's got to be an extreme example. I don't think there's that many people out there eating McDonald's 3 times a day.
I just get coffee from him. That's what I do.
Good coffee.
Is it any good or what's it like?
It's not bad. It's not bad. It's as good as Dunkin' Donuts.
Go there to get. Yeah, some people just go there, all get some fries and that's it. But he just every time he went there, he got like a full course meal.
Yeah. Every once in a while, I get chicken strips.
But why don't you just make coffee at home?
Yeah, because I'm driving around, and their coffee's cheaper than Dunkin'. I hate Starbucks.
You live in a
coffee.
car or what?
It's the worst.
No, but I asked, why don't you just make it at home and you go, I'm driving around.
I don't want to do that.
Do you live in a caravan like a gypsy?
No. No, when I'm driving around, if I'm going to get some coffee outside, I'll just stop by McDonald's and get coffee. If it's early enough in the day, If it's late,
but which McDonald's, though? You got to pick the right spot, right? Otherwise, it could get a little hairy.
I mean, the one I go to, it's pretty. It's got a lot of people there, so it's usually fresh, the coffee.
I avoid the one.
Go ahead.
Well, no, because Food TV told me he avoids the one that's got too many. The one that's that's got the Dominicans. He says he avoids.
Oh yeah.
I mean, that's what he told me.
Yeah. You gotta be rated. So sometimes a little racism can save your life. I'm kidding. That's
hey, FGTV, didn't you accidentally spilled coffee on your keyboard when you're streaming?
Yeah. I've done that a couple of times actually. I'm like doing the stream. I'm like, yeah, and Floyd Mayweather, fuck that shit, and I'm like, the coffee's like all over fucking everything in front of me. That's what I sound like. Yeah, it's annoying. One time I had to flip the keyboard over.
Show what?
The Food TV thing, the Bomac, the documentary is coming. I mean, the movie is coming.
Yeah, it's coming out soon. It's his breakout performance. Crawford's in there too, actually. It's his film extravaganza.
Yeah, Crawford will play the skinny version after
Crawford's getting married to the lady who says Hercules after the dad passes away.
Is there a link?
That's gonna be interesting. It's in the chat, like there's the main chat.
Yeah, it's in the chat.
You guys keep talking because I'm gonna.
Yeah, by the way, they're saying Crawford-Canelo is gonna be in the daytime now.
That's terrible. Yeah, I heard that recently. Yeah, that's some bullshit. And Turkey's bending some knees, huh? He's doing that for the UFC. How could you do that? That shit's in Las Vegas. Why are you gonna do it early in the day like that? Stupid.
He's bending Instagram hosts, and then he comes up with these ideas. That's
He's bending Crawford. He's bending.
Jeez Louise, come on. See, I say the Instagram models. You got to start talking about how he's bending fighters over. Come on, man.
I have to. I mean, the guy's getting a little too much special treatment there. He really is.
Yeah, that's for sure. But I mean, these new 18x18 ring thing, that is a great. There it is.
Yeah.
That's Furioso designed.
Are you guys sharing screen? Because I don't see it.
No, it's
on YouTube.
Are they talking about new everyone? Are they talking
it's going to be a breakout performance.
Go ahead, Furioso.
It's coming out next summer. It's Bomac's breakout performance. It's got Crawford's going to play he's playing a part in there too. He plays Bomac's son actually in there. Yeah, he's trying to get married to that hot hoe, and then they have the evil the evil Leonard Ellaby, who's playing a film agent. It's going to be crazy, man. It's be crazy.
I'll go see it. I'll pay to see that.
I heard it's coming out next summer. You see Crawford? He's like, whoa, yeah, April Fool's Day. It's not so close to this. It's close to there. Yeah.
You did, trailer.
No, actually, it's during the summer.
All right, there you go.
Yeah.
But that makes more sense. You're saying the fight's in the day in America, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes more sense. Why would you guys want to put the boxers through what Ali and Foreman had to do in '74 and fight? I think it was 2:30 in the morning to appease American TV. Okay, it's not normal. I mean, let's face it. Surely you got to train for it because your body gets used to times, doesn't it?
I mean,
it's a time clock.
But Canelo's going to be cutting weight. This is going to be very different for him, isn't it? He's cutting weight, and then Crawford's supposed to coming up. So, he's accustomed to fighting later. So it's kind of weird.
He'll fight a normal time, or like he normally fights. It's 10.
Well, I mean, he usually
normally fights.
No, he's gonna be fighting in the day.
So is it day in Saudi Arabia?
No.
In the States. No, it's gonna be days.
It's in Las Vegas.
In the States. Yes.
Oh, it's in Las Vegas.
Yeah,
I thought it was
No.
I thought it was in. Dude, I thought that was in Saudi. Oh, okay.
No, it's in Las Vegas. Yeah.
Damn, is that confirmed? They're going to fight in the day in Vegas, for sure.
That's what I heard.
Because that's some serious pulling power from Turkey appeasing the European side, so to speak.
Well, he's doing it for Dana White. Because Dana White wasn't going to promote the fight because of his obligations to the UFC, and so now he came back. Now the card's supposedly happening earlier in the day. So it's kind of weird.
Yeah, but in that case, then they can both be separate because you don't want them on at the same time, do you? UFC and
that's boxing. True. That's true. But I think they should have been the other way around. It should have been
one after the other. But I thought Dana White moved his event to next week, didn't he? Didn't he move that event to the following week after?
I think it's the same day still. I think they just moved the time of the boxing. I think what they should have done is just move the UFC time, move that to earlier in the day, and then do the boxing because that's going to be a big card. Like that should be a big fight, big seller for them, and it's on Netflix, so it's going to be massive.
UFC's at night.
You think Netflix can handle it though?
No, I don't think they can. I think it's going to be a fucking shit show.
Did you see what De La Hoya said about the whole thing about the Canelo fighting during the day? There's a UFC event at night, and the lawyers criticizing Canelo for accepting to fight during the day just because Dana White is involved in the promotion for this fight. Yeah. So,
but De La Hoya despises Dana White, so he's going to say something
and
bad
Canelo.
Anyway.
Yeah, I don't know why they wouldn't.
Also
I don't
Canelo
know why they
hates him.
wouldn't just. Yeah, I don't know why they wouldn't just move that event to like the following week. It's a fight night. It's not like it's a UFC pay-per-view. I don't get it.
I think Turkey's doing it as like a show of support for Dana White, I think. Because there was a lot of rumors going around that they said they were having a beef and that Dana was out of the picture. And then he comes back out of nowhere, right, Dana? And he's like, no, we have no problems at all. And then you see them and they move the event around. The shit got really weird. That's what I think it has something to do with that.
I think Canelo's being set up he's being handsomely paid for it. But I think he's being set up. If he does not get a knockout against Canelo, which I doubt, because Canelo's output in the last handful of fights has been awful. Literally awful, really low. So all Crawford has to do is stand up, not get knocked out. And I think he's wise enough, he's good enough to not get in a fight, to not get knocked out. And what I'm trying to say by getting set up Canelo is they're going to rob Canelo. It's going to be they're going to have a good reason to rob Canelo because Canelo does not have any output. He's like, I'm going to say like it is. I mean, I don't want to hurt no Canelo. He's like an old engine, an old car that just hasn't got that oomph anymore. That's what it is. And we've got proof of this.
I don't see him robbing him because he still has a contract with Turkey. Turkey still has him under for 2 more fights, I think. So it's stupid to rob him.
Let me just double it up. Double dip.
His last fight. You rob.
Yeah, that's Crawford's last fight.
Oh, they can rob him and then have a rematch, can't they? They still have a contract.
I guess maybe, yeah.
We'll see how that goes. I feel like if Canelo hits this guy with one real shot, he's gonna hurt him real bad.
Oh yeah.
I don't think he's gonna take that. Like, he's gonna be fucked up if he eats one of those shots.
Crawford's gonna be on the back
and this guy gets.
Come on.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure.
Well, some people don't think. I mean, it's logical, but some people don't think that.
I think I think Crawford's gonna win on point. I do.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
I mean, he's putting on a good amount of weight. I mean, it would be surprising to me if he even has a real output in this fight.
I think the judges are going to be on Crawford's side.
They are. I think,
of
course, they're going to be. The fight's in America,
right?
Yeah.
Like you guys, I thought it was in Saudi. I mean,
no.
It's in Vegas. Everything is getting set up.
Oh, but Canelo makes a lot of money. Most of his fights are in the States. He brings in more money than Crawford does. More money. Like
what would be the reason?
Canelo's bringing a lot more money.
They want the Rocky moment.
Crawford's older, and he loses. A lot of these events lose fights. Why would you rob Canelo for a guy that makes less money and he's older?
They want the Rocky moment. The guy, the underdog, beats the bigger guy.
Of course they do.
That's what they want. They want a story.
Canelo's whole legacy will be in question if he loses to Crawford.
And Turkey has made it happen for Crawford.
Here we go.
Because Canelo set his price. Canelo set his price, didn't he, with Benavides? With the Benavides thing, 200 million, remember? 200 million, everything. I think Canelo gets around that money. When said and done, pay-per-view, gate money, everything. I think Canelo makes nearly 200 million. I do.
You better not lose to Crawford.
Yeah.
I don't believe the whole thing. First of all, Crawford's kind of shit. He's not very good. He's not a very good fighter, to be honest.
Wait. Hold on. Dirk, you're saying that Canelo, I mean, if he loses to Crawford, it's a big hit, right? For his legacy?
Absolutely.
Okay. Now, Dirk,
you're losing to a guy coming up in weight.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're losing to a guy coming up in weight who's really naturally a 47-pounder. You're the major favorite. Yeah, and people believe you're ducking Benavides, or you did duck Benavides to fight this guy. So it's low key kind of a cherry pick.
Okay, so
because you're fighting a guy from a.
So Canelo should win the fight. Hold on. So you're saying hold on. So you're saying Canelo should win the fight. Who do you have winning that fight, Dirk?
Well, the reason why I say this, name me an all-time great fighter.
No, answer my question. You can have a guy. Why are you answering the question? Answer the question.
What's the question?
Who do you have winning, Crawford or Canelo?
I have Crawford winning.
Okay, so it's not. So why are you making it has to be as Canelo has to win?
Come on.
You're saying it's a close fight. To the point where you actually have Crawford winning the fight. So it's not a mismatch. Is it a mismatch?
It's a close.
He's covering his bum in case Crawford gets beat. He's covering his bum in case Crawford gets beat.
Yeah, exactly.
He's a bum.
Exactly.
Just covering his bases. He's playing baseball. That's what he's doing.
Yeah.
But I'm Crawford, and I'm gonna say I've got Crawford winning. Because I'm not happy with Canelo's output lately. He ain't throwing enough. And I can't see him all of a sudden, this is my reasoning, being this hyper-productive fighter. I don't think he's got it in the engine anymore. Yeah, he's durable. He still can take a punch, this and that. But I'm talking about output. He's one-shot potting. He's looking for one killer shot. Even
do you not
from
think
the
Crawford's even? Have you seen Crawford lately? He looks really heavy. He looks very slow.
I mean, we'll see how he looks on fight.
But Crawford's output isn't looking too good either.
Nah,
he looks like he's not gonna put on your mouth.
The last couple of times Canelo fought guys similar to his size, he lets his hands go.
True.
Yeah. Who was that? Can you name him? That's
okay.
The English guy. English guy.
Khan, the English guy.
Khan. That's ages ago, dude. I wonder about this English guy more recently. What's his name?
Even Triple G, the second fight, the third fight too. Yeah.
Where does Crawford rank as far as the skilled guys that Canelo has fought? Where would he rank? You got Floyd, you got Bivol, you got Triple G. Where does he rank?
On the eye test.
You got Floyd, you got Triple G, you got Bivol, you got Cotto.
I would say Floyd is 1, Bivol is 2, 3 is Triple G, and then it's Crawford.
Cotto when he fought Canelo.
No, I stopped. How about Kovalev ahead of Crawford?
Kovalev is not a better fighter than Crawford, or more skilled than Crawford.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Oh, yes.
He's a bigger puncher.
He would beat the shit.
Of course he would. He's a 75-pounder. But I'm talking about just boxing skill. He will beat the shit out of Inoue, too.
Okay, well,
it doesn't mean he's a better fighter than Inoue.
Naturally bigger fighter than Canelo, and Canelo went up and beat him.
He's top five, top three. Put it there on eye test. That's what he is.
Well, I think top three, top four.
I'll say three, top five at a push.
I think he's a better boxer than Triple G, so I'll give him that. Now, Triple G does a lot of some things better than Crawford, like, cutting off the ring and arguably his jab.
Dirk, you have Crawford beating Canelo. If Canelo beats Crawford, are you going to give Canelo credit?
No, it doesn't work that way.
What do you mean it doesn't work that way? You just said, come on, man.
If Mikey Garcia would have beat Earl Spence, that would have been huge. If Earl Spence beats Mikey Garcia, cool. You're supposed to beat Mikey Garcia, motherfucker. That's how it works. Like it or not.
I don't know.
Dirk,
that's how it works.
No,
let's say Canelo crashes from the minute the bell rings to the 5th round when he stops him. He just beats the dog shit out of him. You're not going to give him credit for that?
I'll give him some credit if that happens. I don't see that happening, but if he does that, I'll give him some credit. But him just like winning like a decision, nah, bro. Like, get out of here. You're supposed to beat this guy. He's coming up in weight. Like I said before, my question before Bucho interrupted me. Name me an all-time great fighter where a guy from 2 weight classes below can just come up and beat them. Name me one.
Hagler
Sugar Ray Leonard lost to Roberto Duran. Next.
Okay, well, Duran is
Sugar Shane Mosley when he beat De La Hoya. Mosley, he beat De La Hoya.
Oh, come on, bro. If you look at Mosley and De La Hoya, the size difference is like that.
No, he was a lightweight. Yeah.
Hey, but he still did it. He went from
Hold on a minute. It isn't 2 weight classes. It's 1.
It's 2, bro. Crawford didn't fight at 160.
Hold on a minute. What weight did he fight last time out?
154.
154. Yeah, it's 154. What is it for 168? 168. Yeah, that is fucking...
160, then 160. And another difference is when Mosley moved up. And another difference is when Mosley and Duran moved up to fight. When Mosley and Duran moved up to fight their 2 bigger fighters, they actually had physical disadvantages. Crawford really doesn't have any.
Right. And Quentin, we need to mention this. Is
Canelo's got more mass.
Is Canelo a small super middleweight? Yes or no?
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no doubt about it. So,
look, bro. No, Canelo is what you call a little big nigga. He's little, but he ain't little.
Any sense, man. Yeah, come on, man.
Like Tank. Tank is short, but the motherfucker's not little. He's stocky.
Like
he's like a running back.
I get it.
But Crawford, hold on a minute, gents. Crawford, measurement-wise, arms, height, all that stuff, he's bigger than Canelo. So what I'm saying is, when he has to put weight on, he should fill out accordingly. You know what I mean? He should fill out all right, because he ain't a small dude like that, is he, Crawford? He's longer, he's taller than Canelo.
But just because you have the frame for a certain weight class, you still have to get acclimated to that weight class. You're not just gonna.
Yeah, that's the unknown. That's the unknown that we're gonna find out, of course.
Exactly.
I know that.
Physical attributes, stuff that they were born with, and the way their bodies are shaped right now. When it comes to boxing, the only thing that I would give Canelo the advantage over Crawford is that he's probably fought much bigger guys that are stronger, that could probably, because of their size, can take better punches than a guy Crawford naturally could, right? So Canelo's used to punching dudes that come into the ring 190, 195 or whatever, and he could hurt them. So a guy like Crawford never fought a guy that can hurt 190 pounders in a boxing fight. You know what I'm saying? So that's the advantage I would give him.
This fight would be very similar to if like Inoue fought Gervonta Davis. I think Inoue is more skilled than Tank Davis. I do think that, but because of the size and the weight difference, Tank has a good chance of knocking out Inoue. A very good chance.
I think Canelo's more skilled than Crawford.
No, he's not.
No, he is.
Stop it.
No, he is.
Absolutely.
What are you talking about?
I think he is. Crawford kind of fucking sucks.
This is bias. Actually, this is not only this is bias. It's actually this is racism. This is pure racism from Dirk. No, it is. It is. No, I'm not even kidding. I'm not even kidding. I'm not even kidding. Just because he's black. Because he's black.
What is Crawford doing that's really good, Dirk?
Ucho, let me say something. Let me say something. I'll tell you why Canelo's more skilled. I'll tell you why Canelo's more skilled than Crawford by far.
That's why.
Because he has to overcome physical disadvantages. Crawford, that's not an issue for him up until now. That's one reason. He has to make up for being shorter, being smaller. Every fight he has to do that.
Canelo is some like special needs kid, bro. He's got some qualities too. He's got a lot of power. He's got some decent upper body reflexes. He's not like some. He's not.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying that's skill because he has to overcome. Again, he has to overcome or reach disadvantage. Crawford being
saying Crawford is way more skilled
fighting Gamboa. What is Crawford? How are you a full-grown man fighting Gamboa, bro?
I'm just saying Crawford is more versatile in his skill set than Canelo. He can do more things in the ring. That's all.
Yeah. So why didn't he keep moving up?
The one thing he could do is switch skill
set.
Canelo can't fight going back. Canelo doesn't have great limb.
Canelo's accountable.
Canelo's literally
well, it's easy to do that when you're weight bullying.
No, it's not. What does fighting going back have to do with weight?
Why would Canelo fight going backwards? Why would
doing it against smaller dudes, dude?
What's your name, Quentin? God damn it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I said why would he fight? I was gonna say why would he fight going backwards when he can just push guys? When he can push them backwards, why would he fight?
Exactly. That's a great point, Quentin.
Set traps, because sometimes you're gonna run into people. Yeah. Like when Bivol,
he's not knocking him out. What are you talking about?
When Bivol was pushing Canelo back, like you saw it, he's not good going backwards.
Well, he should be pushing him back. He's the bigger fighter. What?
Really push him back?
Okay, that's why you need to know how to fight going backwards when you fight bigger men.
Now the problem is, why wasn't Crawford doing that when he was weight bullying?
Let's say Canelo were to fight a better beef. If Canelo knew how to fight going back, a fight like that would be more winnable. But he doesn't know how to fight going back.
So a guy like Better Beef, backwards, why didn't Golovkin stop?
He would not fight. He wouldn't win a fight with Better Beef coming forward. I can promise you that.
Okay, so when he fought Golovkin the first time, why did he not get knocked out if he does know how to fight going backwards?
Oh,
Canelo, when he fought Golovkin the first time, why did he not get knocked out?
When he fought Golovkin?
Yeah, the first time.
I mean, yeah, Canelo got a great spin, but still, like, he's not. Why are you even arguing this, bro? Everybody knows Canelo can't fight going back. Like, what are we doing?
Golovkin mess pivoting off the ropes and all that, because that wasn't good fighting going backwards.
This is like you trying to argue Shaq can shoot free throws. Like, what are you doing?
No, we know Canelo can fight going backwards.
Why do you always bring up other sports when you're losing an argument?
Yeah, Michael Jordan.
Hold on, bro. Canelo,
we don't even hear about Michael Jordan playing baseball or whatever that other weird shit you want to talk about.
Hey, I know. We're not talking about your gay little UFC, which is not a real sport, by the way.
I'd fucking school you in that too. So what's the point?
Men humping each other and shit. Yeah, get out of here.
Take that gay
talk
shit
about boxing, Muay Thai, MMA. You're still gonna get schooled. It doesn't make a difference.
Either way, Crawford can do more things in the ring than Canelo.
No, that's not true. That's not. You're just making it up.
Limited opposition.
No, Dirk is right.
Name them.
Crawford's a more effective weight bully.
What can Crawford do that Canelo can't do?
He can move like
I just literally named them.
I never
name them, please.
I never,
Yeah, we brought up
Crawford. I've never seen Canelo. I've never seen Canelo fight.
Crawford's got a better lead hand.
I've never seen Canelo run away from. I've never seen Canelo run away from trouble. And what I mean by that is the postal fight. The postal fight. That was a bitch move from Crawford. That was a bitch move from Crawford. You'll never see Canelo do that shit. Ever. He always tried to win the fight.
That's about it.
I never seen Canelo get dropped either.
That's true.
Wait, what? What?
Never seen Canelo get dropped.
Yeah, he never got
dropped either.
You never seen Canelo? No, say that shit again.
I've never seen Canelo.
How many times?
God damn, bro! Stop talking over this nigga. What did you say?
I said I never heard Canelo. I never seen Canelo get dropped either.
What does that got to do with skill? That means you just have a great chin. Munguia had a great chin.
No, that just means you're not susceptible to getting hit with shots that could put you down.
No, Canelo's very
If you had all that great skills, why are you using those skills to weight bully then?
No, don't try to act like Canelo has some great defense. He gets hit too.
You act like Crawford has great defense. Why are you weight
Have you seen the
bullying then?
Madrimov fight? At
least the people who hurt Crawford were actually good fighters. Canelo got hurt by a nigga we never heard of.
Oh yeah,
I
can't wait till you have the Madrimov job.
This guy has never heard of Golovkin, by the way. Can you imagine that?
Well, I mean, okay. I'm talking about
one of the hardest hitters in the sport. And by the way, Canelo's defense was so good that he managed to stand toe to toe with Golovkin in that second fight. You know, there's no way Crawford would have ever been able to do it. Like, come on, man, that's skill.
He made Golovkin miss 10 punches right after that.
What's that?
He made Golovkin miss 10 punches right after that.
Man, I'm going to do a video on this shit because this is ridiculous. People who think that Canelo has no defense.
Show me where Crawford got 10 punches in a row. Show me where Crawford got.
You know why they think that?
I can show you where Madrimov hit. I can show you where Madrimov hit Crawford with the same right hand 5 times in a row.
And by the way, and it's not like
you wanna know why they think that, Bucho?
Why?
Because these hipsters are so used to stalling and clinching, thinking that that's defense.
Staying out of range. Staying out of range is defense. So if I stay out of range, you can't even reach me. Oh, that's defense. Look, he's not hitting me. Yeah, because you're so far away, there's no way anybody can fucking hit you. Or you clinch, or you do this, or you do that. There's all these tricks that they do in order not to get punched. But Canelo's right there in front of Golovkin. Canelo is in front. Guys. Canelo is in front of Golovkin, trading, moving his head. You know, that takes more skill than being on the back foot, out of range.
Yep,
that's a fact.
Are you coming at Shakur's back step? Don't come at him like that, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't understand. It takes skills to do a little hop step back. That takes skills.
Yeah, it does. If you're in track and field, he should do track and field.
You're gonna see how good Shakur is Zepeda.
I'm gonna say it, and that's true. Derek, you're gonna be in hell when Zepeda loses and then Crawford loses. You're gonna be in hell, bro.
When Zepeda loses, or you mean Shakur?
Shakur loses. Sorry.
What if they both just wash them?
Yeah, you're delusional, brother.
No, I'm not. Shakur definitely is beating Zepeda. Now,
Crawford's going to be on his bike the whole time. He's going to be running and he's going to lose decision.
We can talk about that. Canelo's supposed to beat Crawford, by the way. But Shakur's not losing to Zepeda. I can promise you that.
I don't know.
Right, let's see.
Hey, speaking of that,
you motherfuckers are going to say, oh, Zepeda wasn't that good anyway. Yeah, all right. Fuck out of here.
Yo, what did they say? What the ring size will be for that fight or no? So Zepeda
18 fight. Won't make no
18
difference.
foot.
It's not gonna. Yo, it makes a difference when Shakur fights.
Shakur wins. If he wins, it's by robbery. 100%. He's not gonna win a fucking legitimate fight.
I think that Sheik is gonna.
I'm not gonna lie.
Is an 18 ring, right?
That's what
There's no range where Zepeda will have an advantage. Mid range, inside, outside. There's none.
Well, you're right.
I can't believe you brought up inside.
You'll be lucky to win one round.
You say just to sound cool, dude. That's fucking mind blowing.
Shakur does have an inside game. You ever heard of a shot to the nuts? That's part of his game plan.
You got a point. Okay, yeah, I stand corrected.
Yeah, Cracker Jack. He looks like.
Well, you know what? To be fair, I will call it a skill where you can like hide your shots and hit somebody on the upper thigh. It's a skill, so I'll give him that.
I'll say this though. I think Turkey's gonna surprise Shakur with a very small ring, and he's gonna have a fence around it and barbed wire. So
hell in the cell.
One of those shock fences like they use for cows.
We'll make it what do you call that? An inferno match.
Yeah.
Hell in the cell.
If you touch the ropes, you get burned.
Oh, that would be nice.
Yeah, that would be cool. Like in Jurassic Park.
What the fuck was that?
I'll say it right now. I'm not a fan of Cepeda. I don't think he's that good. I just think he's a good worker.
Yeah, he's not very good either.
He's not particularly sharp.
Not crazy worker.
But I'll give him that he's like he's a hard worker, and that shows in his fights.
If Farmer can hurt him, I think Shakur can hurt him too. I'm dead serious.
You know what? If
I don't know. I don't think Shakur can hurt anybody.
If Shakur wins, he wins. I mean, I'm gonna give him credit. I just don't want to see Shakur running. See, if he runs,
and if he wins, I want it to be clean. I don't want it to be like where he hit the Brazilian like 1,000 times on the nuts.
Shakur's gonna prove to y'all that he was the best fighter of all these young dudes that we all talk about. Teofimo, Devin, Ryan,
but you've been saying that for a long time, but we're still not impressed because the guy he really runs.
Well, I'm not gonna say I'm never wrong, but I'm pretty sure about that. He's better than all those guys.
But Dirk, why aren't the black statement by Shakur Stevenson that Shazar put in earlier? I screenshotted it. I put it in the chat. It's a Shazar. He put down a statement that apparently was something that Shakur Stevenson said about. I don't care if it's running or whatever, but I put it in the chat if you want to receive.
Yeah.
Is that true?
Let's be honest. If Shakur goes in there and goes toe to toe with Cepeda and gets knocked out, you motherfuckers not gonna come on here and give him credit. You're just gonna say, he got exposed.
Yeah, exactly.
So, we would, no matter how he wins.
I'm gonna give him credit that he finally found his balls.
Yeah, I'll give him credit that he found his nuts. I'll give him credit for that.
He did that against Ryan and he got cooked. So who cares?
This is fake, guys. This is fake. Come on.
That's fake.
But Dirk, on the real, why are your favorite black fighters scared to fight each other? How come Tank, Shakur, Haney never mixed it up? Tell us why this generation of black fighters fucking avoid each other like crazy.
Yeah, black people only fight each other on the streets, bro, not in the boxing ring for some reason.
I didn't say that. But Dirk, can you answer?
Dirk, speak.
Okay, why? If you say you're the best, the top 4 people should fight. If two out of the 4 or 3 out of the 4 happens to be black, fucking fight.
Dirk got nothing to say.
Politics.
Oh, politics, cool.
Same reason why Canelo won't fight Benavidez. So it is what it is.
Hey Dirk,
but one of them is Mexican.
That's one example, right? That's one example, but
that's not even an example because Canelo is Mexican.
Keyshawn said he won't fight Shakur. Tank been ducking Shakur and Loma forever, and Tank won't even look at Haney. So I don't know. It's more common within that space.
Haney is at 147. We're never gonna see that fight. But
that passed. But it had its time too.
Show me these young Mexican prospects or contenders fight each other. Where are they?
Why change the subject?
The thing is,
none of these niggas are fighting each other.
I'll tell you the difference. We're not bringing them up. You guys are bringing up Tank and Shakur and Haney.
No offense. No offense, but there are none. There's not a bunch of young, good Mexican fighters out here.
There are. There's
a couple prospects.
They don't get the
attention. There's a couple prospects.
They don't get the attention.
The media is hiding them.
It's racism.
Hold on. Consider.
This guy fucking jinxed me. I dropped coffee again.
You don't know enough about boxing.
Wait, no. Hold on, Dirk. Consider the political climate, right? Consider the political climate. Americans hate Mexicans more than they hate black people. So there you go.
That's not true.
That's true.
That's way true. That's
Mexicans
very
are the most
true.
hated now.
You're the most hated now. You want a cookie? No, I'm kidding.
They took the mantle. They've got it.
Yeah,
they beat you.
We took
you can have that. You can have that title, but
No,
go be buddy with your white folks.
Exactly.
Oh hell no. That's you guys. You voted 50% for Trump.
This ain't a political show, but
Trump's black on the inside.
That's not a political show, but I'm just saying. So if you want to talk about the buddy stuff, but either way, there's not a lot of, especially Mexican Americans. I don't know about Mexico. I don't live in Mexico.
Mexican Americans are Emiliano Vargas.
And that's it.
Chop is a really good prospect.
If Emiliano Vargas was black, completely different story. Guarantee.
Yeah, if Emiliano Vargas was black, he would be the next Floyd Mayweather.
I think For me, there's one guy.
Jesse Rodriguez. There's Marco Verde. There's Sugar Nunez.
I don't know what that is, but has Emiliano been more impressive than Abdullah Mason? No. Has he fought better?
Yes, I think he is more skilled than Abdullah Mason.
That kid Emiliano hasn't even fought a step up yet. Like, when is he gonna fight a step up? He still fights the same level.
And Jesse Rodriguez is another one. Sugar Nunez is another one. Marco Verde.
I'll just say one name. Pacheco. That's one guy that stands out for me. The 116.
Pacheco fought an old man, Steven Nelson, who's like 50. And he looked average. Let's be real.
Oh, Shakur is running. Shakur is fucking literally running, man. And there's no fucking criticism of this guy. This is ridiculous. Like, you criticize but when it comes to Shakur, this guy's running. And, nothing to see here. Just wait until this guy becomes a superstar. He runs. He runs so much that Turkey has to call him out on his bullshit. It's that bad. It's that bad. But you want to, you don't want to see reality. Right?
Let's not act like Shakur doesn't get criticism from everybody. So let's not play that game.
I mean, he deserves it, doesn't he?
Hey, but Bucho's making it sound like he's getting a pass or some shit. No, he's
getting a pass from you. From you.
I mean, he kind of is. I mean, you're not saying.
Man. Come on, man.
Well, I'm just one person, but most people don't like Wood. I didn't like to say Wood.
You represent the culture.
So you like the way he fight. You like the way Shakur boxes.
Dirk, you never criticize.
Yeah, do you think he's entertaining?
You never criticize Shakur Stevenson.
You think Shakur's what he
you don't criticize?
Do you think what he presents does it help boxing the way he presents himself?
If Shakur fights like he did against Dos Santos, no, that shit is boring. Everybody would agree. Now, if he fights like he did against Padley or Yoshino. Or what's the Brazilian motherfucker name?
The electrician?
No. Tomorrow.
If he fights hitting grown men in the dick, no, we're not accepting that.
Exactly that.
He was hitting low a lot versus Padley.
My God!
But I'll give you the Englishman and the Japanese dude. Like he did put the beats on them, so I could acknowledge that.
I mean, that Japanese dude, he got a fucking pity stoppage. That dude wasn't done yet. It was a garbage fight.
Yeah, he wasn't done. He wasn't done. But at least Shakur was being offensive, which I respect.
Sort of.
Yeah.
He did it against Harrison or Harris. What was his fucking name? That guy 130. Harris.
Jamel
Harris.
The guy who retired.
Well, that guy. Yeah, exactly. He
retired. That was his last fight.
But hey, I'll give credit to Shakur. He was more offensive in that fight. But man,
but he's like, that's my friend. That's my friend. This is what the guy said after the fight. That's awesome. I'm fighting my friend.
I like this quote. I'm coming into the run regardless. That ring could be the smallest in the world, and I'm still gonna fight my fight. Watch a masterclass, July 12th.
I think we're gonna see the real Shakur against Cepeda.
Yeah, we're gonna see him track star mode, bro.
I mean.
Yeah, we're gonna see it.
You don't think you hope and you wish that he doesn't embarrass you because you keep talking about this guy as he's the real deal. We'll see, man. Listen, if he beats, okay, we'll see. But if he runs,
he's gonna leap in for hugs. He's gonna hug.
Let's do this though.
If he runs, okay, then he's not the real. If he runs,
no. But if he runs, at least admit it.
If that's going to be the real Shakur.
I think he won't admit it. You're talking to a wall. He won't admit anything.
Yeah.
I think the De Los Santos fight showed us what Shakur is, dude. That and the beat on that random dude. And that dude he punched in the back of the head in Atlantic City showed us what kind of person he is.
You guys know what? You guys know what fight I would like to see? I thought Keyshawn Davis is at 140. I want to see him versus I think Gary Russell's brother, the guy that beat that beat the Mexican. What's his name? Yeah, that fight. Make that fight at 140.
Who is it?
That would be a good fight.
Keyshawn would beat him. Keyshawn would beat him.
You think so? Yeah.
Well,
I don't know. That seems like a good fight.
Keyshawn just tried to weight bully a fucking dude who's on a 2-year layoff.
Yeah,
you know that? Did you guys show that interview from Dan Rafael where he literally said this guy was in that they were spraying this guy with water in the back room? He pretended to try to cut weight. He never tried to cut the weight. He was just trying to weight bully. This guy said Dan Rafael said he was dancing Keyshawn was not Dan Raphael wasn't dancing. Keyshawn was dancing in the back room, and then one of his buddies sprayed him with a water bottle, and then he came out to pretend that he was sweaty.
He's acting like he's all tired and fatigued, right? He's like,
Keyshawn is a knucklehead. And I've said this before. By the way. Keyshawn is a knucklehead, but if we're just talking strictly boxing, he beats 98% of these guys at 135 and 140.
I mean, don't even Teo called him out.
Everybody else, he beats him.
Teo called him out. He says that dude can't even take a punch. He said that dude is an absolute bitch. He said that in an interview. He said that dude can't even get punched. Like, he can't take the pressure. If you hit him, he'll fold. And I've seen him do it before. He turns into a punching grabber. He may be tough. Yeah, I hate to lose. He's a big tough guy when he's fighting midgets, you know. But when he's fighting a guy that might be almost equal size, now he's going to come in.
Shakur ain't a killer, man. I could probably fucking knock him out. I don't even know box.
How can we be that confident that Keyshawn Davis is going to dominate 140? Based on what?
I don't think so.
I mean, based on what? The Lemos performance?
Based on the way that he jumped Albright.
I mean, look at Russell, man. Yeah, I mean, look at Russell. He took a loss, and then he came back, and now he's a world champion. So to me, Russell showed me to be much more. He has more mental toughness and fortitude than Keyshawn Davis.
And he's a real.
You know what? Give Keyshawn the Puerto Rican Gabriel Matias. I would like to see that. Give him that dude, then we'll talk.
I want to see him fight the other guy. He's fighting soon. Shit, the guy who called out fucking Stevens.
Ernesto Mercado.
Put him in against
Tito Mercado.
Yeah. That's a great fight. Him against Keyshawn. Keyshawn's not going to do shit at 140, man. I'm telling you, he's going to be taking it easy for a while. He's going to look at the landscape, see who he can beat.
This guy, he's not young, too. Isn't Keyshawn like 20-something?
He's seen no rush.
He's almost 30.
Really?
Yeah. Yes.
Are we watching the beginning of another Boo Boo Andre?
Oh, maybe.
Most likely. Most likely.
I mean, they're both really bizarre, right? They're both really bizarre. They say stupid shit. They're definitely have weird personalities. Yee, ski, you, yee. Remember that shit? Fucking, hey guys, it's me again. Yee, ski, you. Keyshawn Davis is going to be doing it when he comes back. Key, or something like that.
In the chat, the Chitlin Disturber, Disturbers. He says Mercado sleeps Kishaniqua. All right, that's his new name, Kishaniqua. No.
I think the Mercado kid's something, man. I like him.
He's calling.
People. I mean, when you think about it, if they're gonna hype up. Oh, I'm sorry, you're gonna say something, Bucha?
No.
Oh, I mean, what's his name? Mercado, I believe, knocked out Nakatia in like 2-3 rounds. So, but they didn't hype him up. They're hyping up Abdullah Mason, who knocked Nakatia in 5 rounds. He knocked him out in 5 rounds. But when Mercado did it years earlier, they didn't say anything.
He's younger, and because he's the next superstar. So yeah,
he's not black, bro. I think Mercado's like Salvadorian or some shit.
What is he? Honduran? Salvadorian? I don't know.
I think he's like Mexican Honduran or some shit like that. He's like partial.
Yeah, Mercado's on the younger side, isn't he? How old is Mercado?
I don't know, but yeah, Abdullah Mason is younger, for sure.
Yeah.
He's 23.
Is he 21? Oh.
Yeah, that's what they're making a big deal. That's what they're making a big deal.
He's another guy I see getting knocked out at some point in a not too distant
future. Mercado's 23 and Mason is 21, really? So not a huge difference.
Oh, shit, he was older. Okay. See, nobody's talking about Mercado. If Mercado was black, it would be, again, a different story. And watch out for this guy. Watch out. You know, he's coming. But he was not black. They don't care.
He's Mexican Salvadorian.
Yeah.
This reminds me of.
There's another Mexican. There's another Mexican.
Hold up, Quentin.
Go ahead.
Hold up, Quentin. When Black Panther came out, there was Mexicans like, man, where the hell's our Black Panther? This is what this shit sounds like, Pucho.
Nah, this is not like that.
But this is not like Black Panther was written by a bunch. Black Panther was written by a bunch of white guys.
This is about injustice. This is about injustice against these non-black fighters. This is about a dream. All right?
Yeah.
I had a dream that boxing's going to be fair for all boxers.
I had a dream that young black boys would be wearing skirts, dancing around that boxing ring.
Holding purses.
Holding purses.
Twerking.
And wearing gems on their teeth and getting pregnant.
That's right. Listen, if Mercado was black,
beating women outside the ring,
you'd see fucking Dirk be all over Mercado. Oh, this guy! Watch out for this guy. I see something. The eye test is telling me this guy's gonna be something to watch out for. You know, but because he's not black, he's a flat-footed Mexican, Salvadorian, whatever he is.
Mexican Salvadorian.
Emiliano's getting interesting attention, so is Ryan Garcia. So that's
not
cool.
really.
Ryan Garcia's ass, bro.
Ryan looks a little like Leonardo DiCaprio. That's
Mexican. Mexican American.
Mexican DiCaprio. The dude should be in the new Titanic. He just got to be in that new Titanic, bro. He's gonna be Jack in the next Titanic film.
They're remaking Titanic.
Yeah, they're reboot.
Ryan
Are you kidding me? What the?
Nah,
fuck?
I just made that up.
Okay, I was like, I wouldn't be surprised.
They should do it. They should do it. I mean, he's still in his prime when it comes to movies. You know, he's still got the face. You got to get him in a movie already. Come on, James Cameron. There he is.
No charisma.
He could do it. He could do it.
Yo,
I got faith in him.
Is it me? Nobody's talking about Ryan Garcia anymore.
Because he got exposed.
Failed. Yeah, he failed.
And people like Jew TV try to make it seem like he was a good fighter.
Not even Jewish.
Who said nobody
ever said never a good fighter?
Jew TV.
FUTV never said that.
Man. Ryan, when Ryan's on his game, he'll beat this guy Rolly. He'll beat him. That guy was something was wrong with him. Something was wrong with him.
Tank Davis is garbage. Tank, Haney, Rolly, Ryan, all overhyped. They're hype jobs. That's what they are.
Yeah, at least Ryan actually takes on fights. You got to give him that. That kid will fight anybody. He'll fight anyone. I can't say the same for Haney or Tank Davis. Yeah, Rolly as well. You know, those guys will fight anybody. You got to give him a little respect for that. He's not afraid to take losses.
I respect him for that, right? But skill-wise, they're not.
He didn't look right. That Rolly fight, that wasn't the same guy that fought Devin Haney.
Oh, no, he was scared.
Totally different.
He was timid.
He had no snap on the shot.
You're not going to tell me that Rolly Romero did something that Tank couldn't do or that scared him so much. No, he didn't do shit.
Maybe he did have a broken hand. Who knows? I mean, he wasn't throwing his left hook at all.
Tank said Rolly is one of the hardest puncher he's ever been in there. So he did respect his power. So he wasn't just going to go.
Have power. But so did Tank Davis.
He's got power.
So did Tank Davis. And Ryan Garcia was in there.
Yeah, but
trying.
You don't want to give Rolly a lucky shot opportunity. So you got to be smart.
Yeah, but he didn't do shit.
Yeah, it was a terrible fight.
He didn't even try.
Like in the end, he still knocked him out. Like, so technically, he did do something.
Knock who out?
Rolly.
No, who did he knock out? Huh?
We're talking about Rolly and Tank, right?
No, Ryan.
Oh, well, no, Ryan just sucks. Like, he's not a good fighter. Right. He's got a good left hook, and that's it. He sucks.
I mean, he had a very high-level amateur career.
Like, if you want to gas up a Mexican fighter, bro, let's talk about Virgil Ortiz. He's a good fighter. Bro, Ryan Garcia is trash.
Nobody's comparing both. Like, we know where Ryan stands. It's not like we're saying this guy's a great boxer or anything.
Right.
Absolutely not.
Virgil might. Well, I don't think anybody's gonna run through 154. Even Boots. It's too many killers in that weight class. But Virgil has the opportunity to do so. So, I'm being honest.
Okay, so give us your predictions for Boots Ennis at 154 because it is happening.
It depends who he's fighting. If he's fighting Virgil,
overall, where is he at the end of the day? Where is he going to stand at 154? Like a unified champion? Is he going to be
his ceiling, his potential? He could be the best guy in that weight class.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't see it. I think he'd be at the
154.
I think he'd be at the very bottom.
I don't know how true it is, but Eddie Hearn said that he fought Stanionis at 50%. Because the weight cut killed him. So that's why he's going to 54 now. Could be true.
Could be true.
So he'll look a lot he'll be a lot stronger at 154. You'll see the real version.
I hope so.
His chin is
a lot of good fighters at 154, bro.
Now, what about his defense?
He's a very hittable guy.
Is his defense going to improve at 154? Because it looks porous at 147.
Well, when you're weight drained, one of the things that does affect you is your reflexes. And Boots is a guy that relies on his reflexes. I'm just saying, it's true.
Now,
he relies on his reflexes for his defense.
No, this isn't about weight drain. This is about putting your hands up. Not making mistakes.
That's not how he does his defense. His defense is based on his reflexes, like a Roy Jones type.
Yeah,
that's how he does his defense. He's not putting his hands up.
No,
it's not good.
Back rub.
It's not
wait till back rub gets in that ring with him. He's gonna beat kickers.
He's gonna get his ass whooped at 154.
Back rub is gonna knock Boots out, bro. Come on.
I think low key you guys are overrating Bakram. Yeah, I think that fight with Tim Tszyu.
No, I'm not. I think you're overrating Boots because Boots gets hit.
No, because the reason I'm saying it is
Boots gets hit
look
by
how Tim Tszyu fought.
Forget it, dude.
Did you see how Tim Tszyu fought Bakram? He thought he was in there with Joey Spencer the way he was trying to walk that dude down. Like it was stupid.
But that's what Boots does.
Stupid. Like
he thinks he's a big bully, right? He thinks he's a bully. He ain't gonna be a bully at this rate.
Shows you he can box against Sandy Onis.
Boots Ennis is gonna
a little tiny guy. Yeah.
Boots Ennis is gonna end up like Tim Tszyu.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's gonna be worse. I think it's gonna be fucking worse because his skirt's gonna be flying over his head. It's gonna look ridiculous.
You see his panties gonna be showing.
He's like, oopsie. It's gonna be very good. He's gonna fly. Oopsie.
No, but it's gonna be interesting that Boots Ennis is not gonna be able to bully these people, these other boxers at 154.
He won't.
So it's gonna be
what is he gonna do? He ain't like a slick boxer, right?
No,
he
he's
ain't
not
slick. He's a bully.
He pretends to be, right? He like Dirk said.
He's the definition of a fucking bully.
Like a Roy Jones there, but his reflexes are fucked up. Now Dirk says it's due to the weight cut.
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
He doesn't have that kind of agility like Roy Jones.
I don't even think back rub is even that great of a fighter, but I think he does beat Boots.
Yeah, you're right because if you look at Backram's previous fight before Tim Tszyu, he was a competitive fight. He wasn't looking like Mike Tyson in there.
That's what I'm saying. It's Tim Tszyu made it look that way.
Yeah, but you're clearly overhyping one guy though, because in this case, if this is a bigger guy than anyone Boots has ever fought.
I didn't say Boots will walk through.
Good for fighting smaller guys. But when he fights this guy,
wait a minute.
He's gonna fight a guy that can hit way harder than anybody has ever hit.
Oh, and he hits harder than Boots.
And Boots gets hit. He gets hit a lot. He gets hit every fight. The last 5-6 fights I've seen him, he gets tagged up with punches he doesn't see coming. And if Backrub punches him with
it's a weight cut.
He's not technically good enough. One of the worst things you can do is depend on your athleticism, because once you get hit with one of those big punches, your balance is all fucked up. So you're done. That's what
maybe Boots is one of those guys that has a great chin. That ever cross your mind.
Maybe,
but he does. He's shown that he really does.
But I'll tell you what, Dirk, he's pretty big for 147.
Okay, so out of the 100 fights that Boots has, who's his best opponent right now? What, Stanionis? That's it, dude.
Actually, I would say his best opponent has been Karen.
Stanionis. That's it. That's all he has.
Karen beat him.
I don't know. Karen is not better.
He only has.
This is why. Why is Stanionis better than Karen? Based on what?
Out of 50 fights, the only guy he has on his record is Stanionis. Come on. Come on now. What's going on here?
Karen is a better fighter than Stanionis.
He'll have some money fights. He'll make some money.
No, on record, on paper, the best fighter he's fought.
You're right. He was
I don't care about on paper. I don't care about on paper. My eyes tell me Karen is better than Stanionis.
Stanionis was the champion.
It may have been a better fight. It may have been a good competitive fight. And in your head, and in your mind, you're giving him more than what he deserves. But on paper, Stanionis was a better fighter.
Not only is Stanionis smaller, but he's rusty as fuck.
Turk.
The dude was coming up like a 2-year layoff, wasn't he? He had like one bum.
How much did LDBC pay you, Turk?
How much? Who was this guy with the feminine voice?
Who's this? Neo.
Who's this dweeb? Nah, I'm kidding, bro.
He's the one.
I'm kidding.
He's the one.
The LDBC didn't pay me shit, bro.
Neo's here.
But what we're talking about, Stanionis So you're saying that Karen is better than Stanionis. I mean, we can be here all night.
I said that before the fight. And then, Stan's going to be a tough fight for Bootsy. That shit was easy.
What's the other guy? Who's the other champion?
Brian Norman's punk ass.
Yeah, is he better than Karen? Is he better than Stanionis? Yes or no?
I think Karen will beat everybody at 47 except Rohan Polanco. Rohan Polanco.
I mean, you're building that guy up because he beat Boots. That's why you're building him up.
Now that Boots is gone, now that Boots is gone,
yeah,
he didn't beat him. But now that Boots is gone, Rohan Polanco is gonna run that division. You watch.
I mean, Boots isn't even running the division. I mean, he's fighting all these fucking midgets and washed up guys. Stanionis is a cherry pick, smaller man who's coming off a long layoff. You know, the shit was garbage.
And on paper, that was his best opponent.
Yeah, he had a pathetic career at 147.
Are we going to say Delorme? Wait, hold on. Give me another name besides Carrot. Delorme? Are we going to say that?
I don't really care about you people's
What do you mean by you people?
Yeah, what do you mean?
What do you mean by you people? What exactly are you trying to say? You
Sounds
people.
Racist.
You. Like I said. I'll say it again. Maybe some people are hard of hearing. I'm offended. I don't really care about you.
You people.
I'm offended. What do you mean? They try to hold us down, but they couldn't.
Listen, I don't know, dude. I think that the guy has a lot of fights on his record. Like it's excessive amount of fights now, and he hasn't fought anybody really. He hasn't done shit.
Well, certain fighters they need more seasoning. Certain fighters need more seasoning. Guys.
Yes.
Certain fighters need more seasoning. Okay, I got.
No, look at Keyshawn and Abdullah.
Let me write that down. Let me write that down so I don't forget. Certain fighters.
Write it down.
To sell.
Yeah.
Certain fighters
need more seasoning than others.
More seasoning? He needs more seasoning?
Got it. I don't know, man. I just we'll see what happens.
How do you think Abdullah Mason?
Division. It's
a
lit division, and I think Eddie's going to make him fight.
Look at Abdullah Mason and Keyshawn Davis. Hold up, Madrazo. Look at Keyshawn Davis and Abdullah Mason. They're being moved completely different. Keyshawn is being moved quickly because he's got a rich amateur background.
Keyshawn just shot himself.
Abdullah Mason does not.
Keyshawn just shot himself in the foot.
That's not the fucking point. The point is
who's moving.
Stop fucking interrupting me, bro. Look, the point is he's being moved faster than a guy like Abdullah Mason because he's more experienced as an amateur.
Wait, who's getting moved faster?
It's the same thing with a guy like Boots.
Keyshawn. He's saying Keyshawn's moving faster.
He's not getting. How's he going to move fast? He's almost 30 years old and he's done nothing.
Thank you.
That dude's like 27 years old. He's done nothing.
Can we get a round of applause for the guy who said that right now?
He's almost 20. He's like 27.
It remains to be seen. I haven't seen anything that I'm deeply impressed with Boots yet. Like the Karen thing was entertaining and it was competitive, but then who's Karen?
Exactly.
Boots is about to.
Besides,
that's what I'm saying.
Besides,
when he hits 154, that's
Karen. Like,
other than the Boots fights,
Karen beat him.
Why am I supposed to be impressed?
That guy that just beat the shit out of John Taylor.
A guy with 40 fights, a guy with like 40 fights, and hasn't fought anybody. I don't know what am I supposed to be impressed with here? He moves.
Nobody.
Well, I mean, look. Boots he's about to have his first real test.
Yes, exactly.
He's going to get his real test. 154 is where he's going to have to prove himself.
They said about
I'm going to give Boots more respect than I give Crawford because Boots is the right age to go to 154, and if he could dominate, then that means something. That means more than what Bud did because there's a lot of great prime fighters up there.
Listen, all I'm saying is like as right now as it stands, I'm not that impressed with Boots. He hasn't done anything. I don't know what the hype is all about. But if he handles business at 154, he comes in and he starts beating the shit out of guys, then cool. I'll give him.
That's when we could. That's really when we could start saying.
When it comes before the horse here, buddy.
My opinion on Boots is
You're already giving him accolades. He's already a Hall of Famer in your mind before he's even done.
No, I didn't say that. I didn't say. All I said was I think he can beat Pacquiao.
All right.
Like that's. Why do you make it seem like it's crazy for me to say that? Like that's a fair assessment.
I mean, the point is that
he's a good fighter. He's a decent fighter, but he gets hit a lot by mediocre fighters.
Yeah, and madrazos, and because of that, it's gonna be interesting seeing Boots at 154 because how he's gonna take those punches. Is his strength, which is undeniable at 147. His strength is there at 147. Is that gonna move? Move to 154 as well. That strength. We're gonna see it. Yeah.
Yeah, he wanted Crawford. You know that he wanted Crawford at 147.
He's come across guys that are naturally.
He did want him.
He's been fighting.
He ducked that shit.
He'll be a lot faster at 54.
We don't know that. We have to see.
We don't know. But I'll give it to him.
Hold on. Has anybody here seen Boots at 154 faster? Has anyone seen that?
No, I don't know.
Well, but I think Rare Breed must be psychic.
I have no idea what it's going to be, but I'll tell you this: it is
psychic because
it is something to look. I'm just saying, look, it's something to look forward to because I like to see what the guy really has. I don't think 147 was a great weight. It was not a great weight for him. I think 154 is really where he should be.
I put a question mark on the Karen fight because of the the weight clause, the rehydration clause for the IBF. So I know that was not 100% version of himself in there.
Yeah, but wasn't Karen under that same weight clause?
Yeah. Well, Karen's not as big as Boots, and he hasn't been like. Let's be real.
There we go. There we have it.
That's the honest truth.
Listen. Karen was under the same disadvantage. He was also on the weight clause.
So what's your point?
So why is
won the damn fight?
I know
he got knocked down and lost the fight.
He won. I mean, listen.
Karen won more rounds. He won more rounds.
I ask again. You keep going back to Karen.
You don't win a fight on a knockdown, right? It's counted round by round. Boots lost
either
most
way.
of the rounds.
If I can knock you down while being on a weight clause, I think that's proof I got power.
Who's Karen?
We'll have to see when he goes to 154 what he's got.
Hey, you can say the same thing about
you're making a mountain out of a molehill, dude. Like you're making
nobody knew who
you're making a mountain out of I know you like the guy that much, but it's like isn't it just enough?
You're older than me, bro.
Isn't it just enough to say like the guy's a good fighter, but we don't know how good he is yet? We don't know. Nobody knows how good he is yet.
No, I didn't say Boots is going to be the greatest of all time either, but I said you didn't know
dude,
who
you called him a generational talent. You're calling him a generational talent. The guy has like 40 fights. He hasn't fought anybody. I don't know if he's a generational talent. Anybody could look good against Scrub. Anybody could look good against.
We're calling the world. We're calling world champion Scrubs now. Okay.
We're going to see it. I am excited to see it. I'm excited to see Boots at 154. I want to see what he could do. Because I think that is really where his true test will come. And he has a huge potential there to be, in history, I think, a better fighter than Crawford. Because he has actual prime fighters to prove himself versus. Right. Where Crawford didn't do that.
So, Dirk, do you, what we're saying, do you think it's exaggerations? Do you think it's hate or something? Or does it make sense?
My issue with Madrazo is, all I'm saying is I think Boots can beat Virgil Ortiz and Bakram. And if that fight were to happen, it would either be 50-50 on the odds or maybe Boots would be the favorite. So what I'm saying is not some crazy ass shit. I didn't say Rolly would beat Bakram. I'm saying it's Boots. And he has the talent to beat a guy.
And what we're saying is there's a lot of questions. What we're saying is there's a lot of questions, and we're not that certain that he's going to dominate 154 like you were saying. You were saying he's going to dominate 154. We're saying, listen, there's a lot of problems here with Boots Ennis. He gets hit a lot. He's been fighting smaller guys. Now he's going to a division that it's always they're bigger guys, but not only bigger guys, better guys than 147. Guys that he's never even faced in terms of skills.
Yeah. He's going to have to fight in a more defensive style. He's going to have to be a lot sharper than he currently is to compete with those guys.
But your question was, what's your prediction for Boots at 54?
Yes.
And I said, well, his ceiling is that he could dominate that weight class. His ceiling. That means potential. It doesn't mean.
But you're basing that on his previous opponents who are nowhere near the guys he's gonna be fighting when he goes up.
He's never faced guys like that.
Like Bucho says, not only are they bigger, but they're better than any guy he's ever fought.
This is Staniones, this is Karen.
He just a lot of good guys up there. But we'll see. I mean, it is exciting.
He's sweating now
improve himself,
because he said he was a generational talent. He said Boots Ennis is a generational talent. Now he's sweating. He's getting nervous. Getting nervous.
Gosh, I think he is.
I sense some.
It's not a lot of fighters.
Dirk, are you getting
nervous? Not a lot of fighters that. Like, can you hear me?
He's got a lot of fights up there.
Are you getting nervous?
To prove himself.
It's not a lot of fighters that have the tools that Boots has, all in one one package.
Oh man!
So yeah, I give him a big chance to beat a lot of guys because he's got a lot of things to work with that a lot of fighters don't have.
Okay, well, we'll
power. Like
we'll see,
but we have to see if it translates up.
Exactly,
it might not. Yeah, like Teofimo, you saw him go up. Guys start to lose power as they go up.
On top of that, Boots actually has his head on straight, unlike guys like Keyshawn and even Shakur. He's not. He doesn't show feminine energy like those two guys. That's what happens when you have a fight.
The skirt does it all for him. He doesn't have to display it like in any other kind of way.
Boots Madrimov. Who wins?
It's a good skirt. Madrimov? I say Madrimov beats him. Yeah. Yeah, I think Madrimov is much more slippery than what people know. He's actually slippery. Like he backs up, he walks you into traps. Like you saw Ortiz. Well, dude, Ortiz was catching that guy's shots on his gloves and was busting his face up. But the dude's dirty too. Madrimov, he likes to hit you with headbutts. Big into that. So, but I think he has a good chance of beating Boots. Not only beating him, but possibly stopping him.
Well, I mean, I can't take you that seriously. You think Ryan Garcia would beat Boots?
Yeah, if it was the guy that fought Devin Haney, yes, I could see him beating
and
Boots.
There's no version of that motherfucker that beats Boots. Stop it.
It was the Austrian.
Okay.
It was the 0.00.
Yeah, it's the Austrian. I mean, it's the dude was on a bender for like over a year, just drinking his fucking head off.
Dude blew the weight, and he came in with steroids.
I mean, come on. Let's not say that because Devin Haney is a fucking drug cheat, a snack fighter. He says he hates drugs, but he works with Victor Conte, which is that just shows you right off the bat the guy's a drug cheat. Why would you work with Victor Conte if you're against drug use? Doesn't make sense. Also, he came in like I heard he came in like 15 pounds bigger than Ryan when they fought. You know, that shit about Austrian was a way to save that guy's reputation. That's all that was. If anything, they fucked the sport up doing that. They should have just let that be what it was and stopped. Oh, he took Austrian. It's like, come on, bro. You know Devin Haney's juice to the gills. Look at him. He looks like a damn action figure.
We should ban fighters like Ryan Garcia for boxing.
I mean, we should ban Devin Haney then too, right?
He's
working with Snack.
Flyer here. I don't like Devin Haney. Yes, please.
Yeah, there's a lot of guys we should ban. There's a lot of drug cheats out there. I'm pretty sure Boots is also one of them. He's also a drug cheat. You seen that guy's gyno nipples?
Until it's actually proven, we're not just going to throw away accusations.
The dude got he got almost tits on his chest.
Yeah.
Same with Earl Spence, another one with that giant gyno nipples.
Oh yeah, the Spence
disgusting. Cover those things up with tassels. Can you at least do that? Little pasties over the nipples? Come on. If you're going to wear a skirt with tassels, you might as well put it on your nipples too, right? Is that against the rules?
No. Just, they caught all those Mexicans with Reynoso, but that's because in Mexico, they're probably not as advanced when it comes to covering that shit up. But you
know that's hopium, right? You know that shit with the Reynoso is all hopium because they track that shit all back to Canelo. That's so that they don't cry when this guy knocks out Crawford. That's why they're saying that. Though I've seen on multiple channels where they're like, "Oh, Reynoso's supplying." It's like, what are you talking about? I mean, in that case, then you could say, because I remember it was like 3 or 4 guys from the Mayweather gym that all popped for PEDs. So what are you going to say? Roger Mayweather gave them fucking drugs?
Yeah,
right? It doesn't even make any sense.
Reynoso in the bathroom talking to them. Hey, listen, I got this stuff.
Yeah. That dude ain't doing that shit. He's a matchmaker and a manager and a trainer. He ain't gonna say, "Oh, bro, you need to take this shit." That's what the strength and conditioning guy will tell you, maybe, right?
You need to take this shit to beat the Bruno Suras. Like, seriously. Like, he's so
look, he was a snack fighter. He was a snack fighter, Munguia, wasn't he? He's a snack guy. Where do you think he learned all that shit from, probably? Probably learned it from Snack, who was also a snack fighter. Ryan Garcia was a snack fitter. Noticing a connection? Oh, and who's part of Snack? Terrence Crawford.
By the way,
Devin Haney.
What did Munguia take? What was it? What did they find?
They said it was testosterone.
Oh, right.
He was juicing, baby.
It's testosterone. This ain't the biggest thing. For all we know, the guy's got fucking low T, and he took it. We don't know. It wouldn't shock me if he did. He might have low T. Well, it happens when these guys, they get off the shit. They end up fucking up their testosterone levels.
Oh, yeah.
And then he's trying to do it, and, it happens to a lot of fighters, especially drug users.
I think a lot of fighters are on it, especially the guys at the upper levels.
Yeah, at the top level, they're all doing shit. It's chemical warfare at the top.
If you know the name of the guys and people are talking about them, they're taking shit. They have to be.
Oh man, yeah. I mean, look, you see the pictures. These guys
made it. You think Hopkins made it till 50 without fucking juicing? Get the fuck out of here, dude. Get the fuck out right now. Floyd was an
EPO. What's a bunch of shit?
Floyd, if you think Floyd wasn't juicing at all, you gotta be a one dumb fucking
dude. He took an illegal IV. What do you think he did that for?
Yeah,
of course he did that to mask. It's a mask. It's a mask. To mask his PD.
Look, Manny took it. Fucking Kovalev was taking that shit. Everybody, dude.
Yeah. No, when it comes to the Olympics,
I remember Margarito had that weird ass drink before he fought Manny, and they were like, "What the fuck is that?" He like mixed something. He mixed some weird a caffeine drink. It was like it looked like the witch's cauldron. Like he put some shit in there. It looked like it was bubbling.
I'm not even tripping. I'm not tripping on that shit at all. Every time I hear a guy popping out, who cares? Like the other guy didn't get caught. Congratulations. Just make it legal already. Shut the fuck up and let them fight. I don't care. Like, just please.
There was with that Ryan shit. There were so many excuses. The guy was like, "Oh, he's three pounds over." It's like, do you know they reported that Haney was 15 pounds heavier? 15 pounds heavier than that.
The guy was off. Like the guy was probably coming off of his cycle, and that was the last thing to leave his system. Probably, Yeah.
Well, Austrian doesn't even make sense. You would never take Austrian that close to a fight. It doesn't even make any sense.
No, you don't take that by itself. You have to take it with other things, or else it doesn't really do anything, especially that amount. But you got to have a good cocktail, and that was probably part of his cocktail. And who knows? Like there was no contamination. You fucking idiot.
Well, I mean, Austrian is a common contaminant in supplements. That's a known fact.
Yeah, but they tested
been known for a long time
from the company that he said he got it from. So he blamed the company. The president, the CEO of the company, tested the substance and the same serial numbers, and they were clean.
No, that dude gets special treatment. That's what it was. If that was any other fighter, they wouldn't have brought up any bullshit.
Have been weaponized. Whoever has influence over the testing agencies, they have an advantage. This happened in the Olympics. That's why they kicked out all the Russians, because all these testing agencies are in the West and they're against Russia. So you guys are on PEDs, but they themselves are on PEDs. They're athletes, the Western athletes. Yeah. So it's whoever controls the testing.
Mm-hmm. Well, they had that gymnast, the black one. There was a gymnast, and she got popped for some kind of PED, and then they brushed that shit under the table. She's like, "I have anxiety."
Oh yes, and then a bunch of
she said, "I have anxiety."
A bunch of athletes claimed that they had some anxiety or allergies or something, so to create exemptions, so they could take some drugs. Yeah,
it is exemption. Like she's probably just cheating. That's what it was.
Yeah, but when it comes to Russians, oh no, all these Russians are evil and they're all taking drugs because they're cheaters. They can't win without cheating. I'm telling you, it's something fishy going on here in boxing.
They are cheaters and they are evil.
Probably.
Yeah. I mean, there's almost everybody at the top level is cheating. I mean, some people would say that's intelligence to do that, right? Because if everyone's cheating, what, you're just going to go in there and not take anything? You just let them fucking beat you up with PEDs?
Mm-hmm.
While you're natural?
You know what? I think they should be more... the test should be less strict. The results, whatever, you know what I mean? Like, when it comes to Ryan Garcia, they found 0.00 something, like a little amount of ostarine. Like, come on, seriously? Is that going to make a difference?
I mean, but that's how it works. They always try to, they take it before they come to the fight. They take it a couple of weeks in advance or months, and they take it, and then, they go into the fight. That's how they always do it. The thing is, the test got better so they can find these very minute traces of it, That's really what's going on.
They did that with Povetkin, I think, remember? It was the test was so precise. They found a little amount of something. And
in the UFC, they did too. John Jones, they found something in his system as well. He called it a picogram. It's such a small amount. And they just let him get away with it. And it's the same shit with Ryan, right? They found picograms probably. And they're like, you're suspended.
Why didn't they do the same thing with Ryan?
Oh, yeah. The guy kept popping for other PEDs, and they said it's pulsing. It's pulsing. That's amazing.
What the fuck?
It's pulsing. I think they did the same shit for Canelo, for Trenbuterol. I think they said was pulsing, because some of this shit stays in your system. But in the case of John, he got caught a couple of times.
Yeah,
for different PEDs.
Pulsing for 5 years, says Super Sardonic in the chat.
One time he came in, he said, "Oh, I was taking dick pills." They found another thing in his system, and then when he fought this Daniel Cormier guy, they found he had like the testosterone levels of a little girl, and then he gets popped for some other shit, and he just keeps popping dirty over and over again. It's insane. And at some point, they just gave him like a lifelong exemption.
Well, he's
like, yeah, he's got small amounts.
Well, they have to.
He's got a little PEDs in
it. But see, they're protecting him because he's a moneymaker. He's the face of the UFC. So see,
he's not even that big of a star. You know that? He's not a big moneymaker. What it is, it's bragging rights. They like keeping the guy that they've built up. They put all the advertising money into him to say that we have the best MMA fighter in the world. So that's just bragging rights. But him as a fighter actually has never been a huge pay-per-view star.
Okay, but he represents something, so they're going to help him out. Well, yeah, but they're going to help him out.
Yes, exactly.
Yes. They don't want to help out Ryan Garcia, right? For some reason.
No.
So
in boxing, no.
Not good, motherfucker.
He's not Floyd. He's not Floyd.
He's not Floyd.
I'm pretty sure Ronda Rousey was a bigger threat than John Jones.
Yeah, she was. I think she was.
He's not.
Hey, look, bro.
He's not hip enough.
We're all. Well, most of us are adults here, but you all know in the real world, if you make yourself valuable to your workforce or your work life, you can get away with certain shit. Ryan Garcia, you're not good enough he's not a good enough fighter to do that. Floyd
Haney.
Floyd
I think what's this guy's name?
It's like the NFL.
That guy, what's the guy? Matchroom. He probably pulled some strings. Helped his little buddy out.
Look at the NFL, for example. There's a lot of guys that do a lot of suspect ass shit, but because they can catch a football or they're good at their job, they have a longer leash. Now, if you're a guy on the bottom of the depth chart or the roster and you do stupid shit, you get cut.
Yeah, but Ryan's a huge star.
So you're saying that Ryan Garcia is a victim of this system, the unfair system.
He's not a victim.
Yeah, because he's not equal. He's not equal in the eyes of the law. Basically,
he blabbed about Diddy.
That's what the motherfucker. That's what you're saying. You're saying that because Haney did something, now he gets an exemption, or John Jones or whatever. When it comes to Ryan Garcia, he's not equal as these other guys.
I noticed a certain demographic was harder on Keyshawn Davis for blowing the weight than they were on Ryan Garcia for blowing the weight and being caught with steroids. So it is what it is. Boo hoo hoo, nigga. Who cares?
So Ryan Garcia is a victim of this corrupt system.
No, he's not a victim.
Of this corrupt
system. Guys are victims.
Where some people can get away with it. Some people cannot get away with it. And Ryan Garcia cannot get away with it. That's what Dirk is saying. Dirk is saying that. That's other people, they're allowed to get away with it. Okay, great.
That is really racist, Dirk.
That is completely.
It is what it is, man.
Racist.
That is fucking racist. I can't.
Beyond racist.
Okay.
That's fucked up. That is really fucked up.
What the hell did I just listen to right now? What the hell was that?
I don't know.
What the fuck was that? First of all, Keyshawn Davis.
Dirk, what are you gonna do for Juneteenth, bro?
Ryan Garcia's a fucking clown. Okay, Ryan Garcia's a clown. Nobody cares.
Leave him alone.
He's got a lot of casual fans that will leave
Ryan alone.
Leave my Ryan.
Sure. They leave my Ryan alone. Yeah, he's got a lot of those fans. Keyshawn Davis doesn't have.
He's gonna be the star. Don't worry, he's coming back. He's coming back.
Keyshawn Davis doesn't have any of those fans. He's got a lot of hardcore fans, and you know what? I was a fan until I heard him talk all this shit afterwards. Missing weight is one thing. I don't care. Fine, you miss weight. That's unprofessional. But then all the shit you're talking afterwards, it's like, yeah, I don't know, dude. You don't sound like the real thing. You're starting to sound like these other crop of fighters, like Shakur and Haney and Teo and Ryan. I'm gonna have to lump you in that group until I see something good from you.
I don't know. I think Haney's ahead of guys. He's ahead of guys like Keyshawn and Shakur and those dudes. He's like a hair above those.
The way they move outside and inside the ring. I mean, at least Keyshawn had a good showing in his last fight.
I don't even know if Keyshawn could beat Kambosos. I don't know. I don't think he could. He probably shit his pants. He'd see those tattoos. He'd see those fucking tattoos and that accent. You can't do nothing, man. I can't do his impersonation.
Kambosos like in 2 rounds. Get out of here.
Nah. Kambosos would be in his face. He'd be like, "You can't do shit. You can't do shit." And Keyshawn would be like, "I'm gonna shit myself." He would shit himself. He would. He'd see those tattoos. He'd be like, "Damn, this guy's tough."
He'll knock the Aussie out of that bloke, whatever the fuck.
I mean, what tells you he could do that?
I mean,
who's he fought that's on the level of the guys that Kambosos?
Knockout from Lemos. Remember knockout? Lemos.
Yeah. You know.
You think Devin Haney would knock out Lemos? No.
Yeah, Devin Haney's better than I think Devin Haney's definitely better than Keyshawn.
You're only saying that to make your boy Ryan look good.
No.
But
how would that make? What are you even saying? Like, look, he would beat him. He would beat him for sure.
Your guy went into the ring against Ramirez and treated Ramirez like he was prime Mike Tyson. He was terrified of that man.
Yeah, but that's a much bigger guy than he looked pretty big in there.
Keyshawn against Teofimo Lopez.
Washed out Ramirez.
Keyshawn weight bullied a fucking guy who's coming up a 2-year layoff.
Keyshawn Teofimo Lopez.
Sorry. Oh my God.
Keyshawn. I mean, Teo struggles with pure boxer, so I got Keyshawn.
Do you want Keyshawn to die? Is that what you want?
He gets Keyshawn against everybody. So
Keyshawn beats everyone.
Teo couldn't even knock out Jermaine Ortiz. I thought he lost that fight. So yeah, I'm thinking Keyshawn.
Oh my God. You're just waiting for Keyshawn to get embarrassed. This dude was afraid of De Los Santos. He was fucking shook.
To the point
where
De
Los Santos would probably beat Teo. I wouldn't be surprised.
He was shook. Dude can't try to weight bully.
That's why. That's what Shakur told Keyshawn. Listen, this guy, he's actually dangerous. So Keyshawn was like, "Oh shit, I need an advantage. I need an advantage. Guess what? I'm gonna come in fucking heavy as fuck."
My prediction is that Keyshawn and Shakur are going to fall off, and eventually they're going to fight.
The 2 head cases. They're going to run from each other. That's going to be the worst fight ever.
I see that. They both have huge egos, so it's going to happen.
Keyshawn's going to punch and grab, and Shakur's going to punch him in the dick and run. The dudes are terrible fighters. They really are.
Yeah, they're terrible fighters, but you act like Brian Garcia.
I'll say this: Keyshawn's a hair better than Shakur. I'll give him that. But he's another head case. He's another fucking psychopath that breaks down easy. Some dude's gonna punch him in his mouth. And he's just gonna go straight into a punch and grab mode. That's what he does. He's great. He's just like Boots. The same energy. He's a big tough guy when he's fighting weaker men, but when he goes up and fights guys his own size or a little bigger, he starts to shit his pants. And that's what he saw in that De Los Santos fight. He's like, "Oh, this guy looks like he might hurt me," even though he's on a 2-year layoff. You don't think he was shook? That's why the fight didn't happen. What's he gonna do now? He's gonna fight a bum. He's gonna fight a bum next. Watch. He's gonna find a little midget bum. He's weak as hell, coming off a 5-year layoff. And be like, "Yeah, I'm gonna fight," and he's gonna look like $1 million. Everyone's like, "Oh, Keyshawn's so good."
Keyshawn, like, at 140, he can do it. Look. He just beat this guy.
No, it really bothers Drew TV that these black fighters get all this attention. But
why? Because he's gonna fight a straight. No. What I don't like is for guys to beat bums and cherry picked fights and then be called great when they've never proven it.
Keyshawn hasn't done anything.
Keyshawn hasn't proven anything. He hasn't proven anything. Keyshawn.
They move faster than a lot of these guys, so he's not cherry.
Dude, Keyshawn's almost 30. He ain't that far from 30 years old.
45.
Come on, he's not done anything.
He's a world champion.
Yeah, everyone's a world champion. That's like a fucking Cracker Jack box. Everyone gets a prize, right? Almost everyone.
Has he ever been a world champion?
Hold on. At 135.
No.
Well, Ryan's fighting actual like guys that are like kind of a higher level. I mean, this guy over here talks about Tank, but never fights him. I'm Tank Davis. Tank Davis. I bet you if Tank actually said, "Yeah, I'll fight you," that dude would shit his pants. If Tank actually fought him.
We've seen what Ryan looks like with Oxford, so you know.
Yeah, I mean,
some people need certain things to perform, I guess.
I mean, Keyshawn wouldn't even fight Rolly, I bet. He'd probably never fight that guy. The dude's a cherry picker. I bet you he'll be 30 and fighting nobody. He said, "I'll fight Dennis Santos now." I'll fight him in 4 years from now or something. That's what it is. Shakur himself said it. He said like if you fight for Turkey, you're not gonna get special treatment. And so that's why a lot of these guys are they're gonna stay away from Turkey and they're gonna fight low level guys. There's a reason why Shakur's having to fight the Zepeda guy. He didn't want to fight him. You know that, right? He didn't want to fight that guy, but he's gonna have to do it.
But that means when Shakur cooks Zepeda, you're gonna give him credit.
What happens when he doesn't cook him and he runs around the ring like a bitch again?
Well, but what if he does?
He won't. He's not cooking anything because he can barely cook. He can barely cook Padley. He can barely cook Padley.
Okay, cool. I'm holding your word to it. This is gonna be a tough fight.
How many rounds was that with Padley? What was that? 8, 9 rounds?
June TV, do not switch up. Do not switch up with Shakur.
Wait. With an electrician? He ain't cooking anything. In order to cook that guy, you got to step in the fire. Shakur's not going to step in that fire. You know how many shots he's going to eat when he steps into that fire?
Yeah,
the dude's going to be throwing bunches of punches.
Why would he do that all of a sudden?
Yeah, to cook someone, you need to step up to them and come to them, right?
He could do it, but I just don't see why he would change all of a sudden. Now, can he surprise us? He could, but you don't know that. You have no evidence. Like, there's nothing. Why would he change? I don't get it.
He doesn't have to necessarily step up to him to cook him, by the way.
So what do you mean then?
Yeah, man, I see cooking is like when you put a pace on a guy and just bust him up.
Yeah.
Shakur doesn't do that.
No.
Shakur just picks you apart. You come in, he kind of stab you to the body, runs away, and stabs you again and runs away. That's all he does. This dude can even finish much smaller men than this dude.
He doesn't need to knock him. Okay. See, that's unfair. Like, we're not going home to that stand. He doesn't need to knock out Zepeda. He just needs to beat him in dominant fashion.
Oh God.
It's gonna be a controversial fight.
Yeah. Valdez. He went 12 with Valdez, didn't he? Did he not go 12 with Valdez?
Valdez has got a great chin. He's a tough guy.
Valdez is a little tiny guy. Like Shakur's so much bigger than him. So I don't understand how you can't cook Valdez. Was coming forward the whole fight, but he's gonna cook Zepeda, who's way bigger than Valdez and throws more punches than Valdez and cuts you off and all these other. He does a lot more than Valdez did. And this guy's coming off of and Shakur's coming off of multiple like hand injuries, right? Fucked up hands. Guy, they said he has the grip strength of a girl. Dude, they said he has the grip strength of a little girl.
You want to put money on it?
You gotta factor in some more of the stuff that's going on. You're just like
no. Stand up what you say. Do you want to put money on it?
All right, I'll say this: Zepeda is going to stop Shakur. There you go. Remember, I said that.
You want to put money on that? You want to put money on that?
I'll give you $2.
I'll give you $2 to make a bet. Dirk's tactic is always to make a bet, like on the internet.
I'm going to give you $2 because those are to take the place of the.
I got to bet with Soper.
That's $1 for each nut that Shakur doesn't have. He's gonna be running that whole fucking fight. It's gonna be a comedy extravaganza.
Let's make it 15 or 20. Let's make it 20. You want to do that?
The running is gonna be amazing.
You're a coward, man. I know what you said.
Shakur is the coward. He's the one who's gonna be running around that ring, and Turkey's gonna be like, "Okay, you ran around, bitch. Okay, bye. See you later." After he runs around, he's gonna say, "See you later, bitch."
When is that damn fight? It's next month.
You know what? I might go to that fight live and film it just for you.
Okay, bet.
That's not too far from where I live. I go over there. I think it's in Queens. That's where they're doing it. It's Queens. They did that for Shakur. They're going to be broadcasting it out of Queens.
That good. Like it's the same story, same playbook.
Shakur, I hate to lose.
All right, guys, we're gonna end the show. Great discussion. Thank you for being on here.
Yes, it was.
Yeah. We'll see you next time. All right, take care. Everybody on YouTube, thank you for being on the show. Hitting that like button. Hit the like. What else? We are coming out with a video tomorrow. I think this weekend, and that's pretty much it. Have a good night. I'm looking for a song here. What is this?